Hey everybody, and welcome back. Happy 2024, everybody. What? You want to tell everybody happy 2024? Okay, come here. Say hi, everybody. Say happy 2024. Hey,
Stop growling.
crazy.
Be nice.
All right, time to go night nights. You tell everybody
Bye.
night night. Oh.
All right, let's go.
But everybody, happy 2024, everybody. For basically first stream of the year. So I decided I'm kind of excited for it because besides horror and everything else, I do like the Godzilla film. I do like the monster films, and everything else. And then of course we are getting Godzilla X Kong New Empire. It looks pretty good. Saw the trailer, and I mean there's a lot of pretty cool stuff. Of course, data's released. Godzilla -1. I really wanted to see that in theaters, but I didn't get a chance to see it. So hopefully it'll be on one of the streaming service. I get to watch it. I heard it was really, really good, and I really can't wait to watch it. But just want everybody to know, before I bring my guests on and like that, pretty much there's some new things coming to the channel. Some things I've been kind of thinking about the channel a lot, and I kind of I'm mainly with this channel. Like I said, I'm a seasonal YouTuber pretty much. I kind of mainly do pretty much like unboxings. I do pretty much around the Halloween seasons when I go to all the stores for all their Halloween decorations, Halloween decor. Pretty much going basically Halloween hunting, pretty much for Halloween and everything. I do a lot more of my Michael Myers stuff during the Halloween season. But of course, I do these lives too and everything else. But I kind of thought about something else to do. And like I said, I was looking around. I haven't seen any other YouTubers in the horror community, in my opinion, or I haven't seen anything yet that has done this. So I think it'd be kind of pretty cool to kind of do something different and incorporate more of like my thoughts and brains or whatever, if I have any, I guess. But kind of put more of that into it. And I kind of really think about kind of really brainstorming. I think it's going to be pretty cool. So hopefully when I get everything done and I do the first video, hope you guys will enjoy it. Hope you guys will all like it. I said I'm pretty excited for it. But again, like I said, this is a brand new year, 2024. I said there's other things coming to the channel too. We got a lot of other unboxings that'll be coming up in the future. And of course, when we get close to the Halloween season, be a lot more other things too. But without further ado, everybody, we're going to be talking about Godzilla X Kong New Empire, our thoughts, and what we think is going to happen in the film, how we feel about it, what are our thoughts about it, so kind of brainstorm with the guys have on the channel. And then, hopefully when the movie comes out, hopefully one of us will be right, our thoughts and everything else. So without further ado, everybody, let's go bring our guest on. And of course, first one here, I love him. And like I said, he actually was. I kind of met through him with somebody else, and of course, him coming on the channel and everything else. And he's been kind of, been bringing it in. Like I love his stuff. He's been kind of rocking with us, and of course, he's been part of the family and everything else. Like I said, I really enjoy him having him here on. And of course, none other than Mr. Aaron.
Hey, thanks for having me, Shape. Happy New Year. I like your cut. I like your beard.
Happy New Year. Yeah, I kind of trimmed it up. I need to grow back out.
I need to trim mine pretty bad.
Well, pretty much when Mrs. I have my hair super long, and my beard was kind of long too. Mr. Shape said I look like a hobo, so I had to get a haircut and trim up. So that's kind of what I did. So, but I mean, I'm kind of regretting it because I do kind of like the hobo look. I like looking scruffy. I like looking scruffy. To where if I'm walking down the damn street. If I'm walking down the street and somebody looks at me, they're like, "Oh crap, who's this guy?" They kind of keep walking. That's why I like it. Like you approach, don't want to be hating or whatever.
Yeah, leave me alone. Yeah.
And of course, we do have somebody else in backstage too, ready to come on too. And of course, he's an awesome guy. And in my opinion, like I said, he is like just like Mr. Aaron on here. He's a brother from another mother, and he's kind of opened my eyes to pretty much other horror films. Like I said, there's their first horror film that he recommended, so I have not seen. Was Candyman. I think Candyman is a hell of a good film. And of course, there's another one, a horror film that he's kind of introduced me to that I kind of will be watching. We're talking about for next week. Monday, and I will be checking it out like that. So I mean, I kind of looked at it already, kind of with trailers and stuff like that. Just kind of get my idea of what it's going to be. I seen trailers a long time ago. I didn't seem really interested in, but then rewatching trailers and kind of see about it, I think it might be pretty good. So, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and watch it this week. Of course, I can look towards you guys everything else too. That way, you guys get caught up. If you guys haven't seen it, or you guys have seen it, just rewatch it, get your memory, everything else, and get ready for next week. But without further ado, everybody, you all know and love him, and it's none other than Mr. Donatello.
You. What it do, party?
Ew, happy New Year, buddy.
Yeah, happy New Year to you guys, man. Shape, thanks for having me on, man. I'm glad to be back, bro.
Always. Glad you guys had it back, man. Like I said, so for us taking a break, during the holiday season, holiday time, whatever, it's kind of a nice little step back to recuperate, and then coming to the new year, come on, start rocking out. Because of course we got a lot of stuff coming up this year. I mean, of course, not just horror, but we got Godzilla, X-Kong, New Empire. We also have TV series coming out as well. Of course, I am a big Avatar: The Last Airbender fan. Of course, I believe Aaron's also too. Donnie, you big Avatar: Last Airbender fan?
No, I never was, but that don't mean I won't check it out.
Well, we got the live action film coming out on Netflix. It looks freaking dope. I can't wait to watch it. I mean, there's a lot of other things coming out. There's other things coming around the corner. I'm also too. I don't know if you guys are big into Halo. I'm big into Halo. Season 2 of Halo is coming out. I believe next month. I really wasn't really focused on the first season because the mythology of it, from what I know from the games and what they did for the TV series, was not what I expected, and it kind of really let me down. But with the hopes of season 2, they're actually trying to go a different route. So I'm hoping it'll be good. If you guys are big Halo fans, or you guys have not seen the Halo TV series on Paramount Plus, it's free on Paramount Plus. You guys want to check that out. But I mean, there's a lot of other things coming up, and it's getting pretty exciting. And of course, with the end of the year, pretty much when we get close to the middle, probably towards the halfway through the year, we may get some news about the Halloween franchise, everything else that might be kind of going to.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even think about that.
And not to mention, we got to get a update about the systematic murdering of Scream 7 that happened while we were off.
Oh my gosh, that was nuts.
Like that shit was happening like back to back, and it was just getting where every day was a new bombshell.
Real time, yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Of course, we got to talk about that too, man. Because with Scream, I said there's a lot of big Scream fans and stuff like that. I mean, I like Scream, but am I like the big Scream fan like I am a Halloween fan? No, not really. I mean, Ghostface to me, like I said, I like him. He's okay. But there's no one compared to Michael, in my opinion. This is my opinion, but it is what it is.
Michael is like this unstoppable force. So then, does that mean Superman is your favorite hero? Like you should dislike Batman because he's regular, which is pretty much what Ghostface is, and Superman can do everything, which is pretty much what this motherfucker did for the last 50 years.
Man, you know who my favorite superhero is of all time? Spawn.
Oh yeah,
that's a good one.
It reminds me of that episode of the Powerpuff Girls where they were dressing up as other superheroes, and Buttercup was dressing up as Spawn, and the mayor was calling and stuff, and she was like, "It's a little bright. I'm gonna stay inside." And when the sun went down, then she finally pulled up.
But of course, guys, before we get started, guys, of course, you got to get in the chat because the chat's kind of booming tonight. It was just freaking awesome. Of course, I love each and one of you guys. So the first one is we got, of course, Miss, winner, Miss May Ann. She goes, "Hey, Shape." Then we also have Miss Shape in the chat. Says, "Hey, everyone, and Happy New Year."
Miss Shape, Happy New Year.
And we got Miss Kirsten on saying, "Hello, everyone. How is it going, Kirsten? Good to see you." And then we also have Mr. Larry in the chat saying, "Hey, Shave, hey, everyone. How is it going, Larry?"
What it do, Larry? Like, he got the American ghost face.
He also says...
That'd be also wild to see in a movie, too.
They call Cody Rhodes the American Nightmare. That could work. The American ghost face.
He also says, "Can't wait for the new Godzilla versus Kong movie." Yes, I can't wait either, man. Looks pretty good. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. And he also says, "My brother has been talking about that new Avatar movie. nonstop. I said, I hope it's better than the last.
It at least
Yeah,
looks
if
like
the
it.
Avatar last, yeah, the Avatar Last Airbender for the Netflix is actually going to be a TV series, and like I said, we got the one for M Night Shyamalan, which kind of totally fucked it up in my opinion. That's just my
Like
opinion.
they did that Dragon Ball movie.
Fuck yeah, man! I mean, oh my god, like what were they thinking when they did that Dragon Ball film, dude?
Oh, that
Dude, you know what's
evolution
funny?
was
When I
horrible.
went to see Dragon Ball, when I saw Dragon Ball Evolution in theaters, there was two Japanese guys in there, two Japanese guys sitting in the front row watching it. When they got up, they just shook their head like walking out of the theater. I was like, damn.
They didn't even say anything. That nope,
No, this
it's not
walked
worth
out.
words. Jeez.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It was on TV the other day, and I hadn't seen it. I just clicked it just because I'd heard that everyone like this movie is ass. So I clicked it, and I was like, "Who the fuck is that?" And they were like, they were like Piccolo, and I was like, "That is not Piccolo." I like, nah, I turned that shit off immediately. I couldn't believe it.
That was something that needed to be on the CW or something in like the early 2000s.
Well, I mean,
No,
they're trying to do their own spin on it and everything else. And I mean that's kind of how it's going to be. I mean, even with the Avatar Last Airbender, okay, so with the cartoon series, there's so much stuff to be brought in, right? And it was hard to do that with the movie. A lot of stuff's hard to fill everything in with the movies, as always. But in my opinion, I think M Night Shyamalan could have done it better if he would have got like the right, in my opinion, the right. I guess the right culture in the right, in the right bending. You know what I mean? In my opinion, like I said, he tried to put too much. I mean, to me, it is kind of is what it is. What he did with it, but I mean, it was just too much in my opinion that he just kind of went off. And also too with the names, we all know him as Sokka. They call him Soka. They call him whatever. And then of course, Iroh is Ero, and it's like okay, now you're just and then Aang is called Ong. It's like okay, you're kind of just fucking shit up. And I was like, in my opinion, it was just way over the top, and I couldn't. I just couldn't stand it. Like, so hopefully, with the TV series on Netflix, with the previews we got, looks actually dope as shit, and pretty much straightforward to what the cartoon series was. So I'm hoping it's going to be awesome.
It's like when that first Venom movie came out, and like remember when the first trailers came out, and they was calling it a symbiote. All the trailers kept saying the symbiote, whatever. Then that last trailer, right before the movie dropped, they had gone back in and just had all the actors re-record the line to be symbiote because that's what it's been for the last 40 years. Like
symbiote.
They kill me with that. Like sometimes you can change stuff too much and you can really mess it up. Yeah. Mike Newell.
That's how. But I heard the Craven movie looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they went as hard as they did in like the Red Band trailer. I was like, holy shit, they're not really holding back.
Shout out to the Red Band trailer.
I think Craven was cool.
Yeah.
Because it would have never worked. I didn't know that was a thing. Remember when Straight Outta Compton came out and you were like, you're like, oh no, you're like, there's an uncensored trailer. I'm like, what? And you're like, yeah, look at this. And I was like, this is the thing.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know about that until
brothers. Yeah, I mean, for me, like I said, I think it's because we got Craven. What else is coming out?
Let's take a look.
I don't know what else is coming out.
Wait, so
I know there's some big names. I know there's some news coming out.
While he's looking that up, so did Microsoft make a deal with Paramount, and that's how they got the Halo thing, or like what's the deal with that?
So, so pretty much Microsoft did go through Paramount Plus for a TV series for Halo, and of course, 343 Industries also is part of the Halo owns Halo now because it was from Bungie, and then of course Bungie did Halo 1, 2, 3. Halo ODST, and they also did Halo Reach, which Halo Reach was our last Halo game. And then 343 Industries came in to play, and they got they ended up doing Halo 4, 5, and of course they did Halo Infinite, which Halo 4 and 5 kind of sucked. And then they kind of tried to reset their backs to make the fan base happy. So they came up with Halo Infinite, which is in my far probably the best one since the original 3. But like I said, but then they came with the TV series, And again, just like Michael Myers, right? We don't want to see Michael Myers' face, right? They want to see his face, you know. But when it comes to Master Chief, he's the same way. We don't want to see his face, you know. And then, of course, halfway through the movie, we see his helmet off all the time. You see him as basically like a regular person. You know, you even see his bare ass naked staying in the front of the bathroom. It's like, wait, this ain't Master Chief. And of course, not only that, spoiler alert, he sleeps with the damn one of the Covenant spies girl, whatever. He sleeps with her. It's like, this ain't Master Chief. Come on now, this ain't Master Chief.
That's what I'm talking
So
about.
I mean, they're kind of again. They said they're going to try to do their own little thing, which, in my opinion, just kind of you're just messing with the fan base. You're just messing up things, and to me, my opinion, that just totally sucks because when you start like attacking the fan base with these crappy shows, especially some of the Star Wars stuff. I mean, come on now, you can do a lot better job with the Star Wars, especially in my opinion. I did like the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, but I think
I was about to say, Obi-Wan fucking killed it. I don't know what you talking about. I was about to say.
Okay, no, I mean, it did a good job, but I think, in my opinion, it could have been a lot better. I mean, just take out some of the side characters and kind of focus more on Obi-Wan.
I agree. You didn't need to see like baby Leia and all that, more focused on his story, but he whooped Vader's ass. Like Obi-Wan whoops everybody's ass except Count Dooku. Brittany says she's here, by the way.
Oh yeah, okay. And of course we have our other Miss Shadow, I guess. Mrs. Shadows. We also got Miss basically Brittany on. Happy New Year.
Hey guys, Happy New Year's.
What's up, Brittany?
Hey. How's everyone doing? How's everyone's Christmas and New Year and all that fun stuff?
We're definitely catching all the snow that we missed on Christmas.
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, so we got rain and shit right now.
Well, it's raining right now, but we had snow Friday.
Yeah, we got snow, I think, Thursday night, and then Friday was kind of like somewhat sleeting, just a little bit of snow with rain mix, and then it was kind of coming through. So,
hey, Mrs. Shade.
Yeah, it's killing me with the.
Yeah, see, look at this right here. That's what's right here, Larry, right here. It says they wasted no time showing Master Chief's face. No, he did. In the first episode, right after he just took his helmet off, like what? He's on now.
They never did that in Dread. Dread was amazing.
Dude, I wish they made a Dread 2, man. Like that movie right there was one of the badass movies I ever see. We have the Stallone version of Dread, which I've seen it. It's all right. It's not my. Let's just say it's not my Dread. The Dread that came out in the 2000s, that's my Dread. I mean, he was a badass. Because it's that guy. He's got that voice too. He's got that aggressive voice. He's like
Carl Urban.
I always love it.
Perfect.
Hey, my favorite line in the whole film was when those two kids came up to him. He's like, freeze. He's like, freeze. Why should I freeze? You know, and then of course like that, he pulls out his gun. He's like, he's the coldest lie to these kids. He says, "You pick either juvie cube or body bags. Makes no difference to me." I was like, "Damn."
Yeah, yeah, that movie is good as hell.
Yeah, and Mrs. Shape says she's heading to bed. Guys, have a wonderful stream and amazing week.
Night.
You too, Mrs. Shape.
Night, Mrs. Shape.
You're right though, because at least even in Return of the Jedi, it was like the last 15 minutes of the movie when they finally took Vader's mask off. You didn't see his face at all, before that, which might have made him less intimidating when you think about it. Like something about that. I don't know if y'all seen Rogue One, but that shit at the end where it's just all dark and you hear the siren, and then you just hear him breathing, and then the red lightsaber turns on, and then everybody just starts just freaking out. But it had it been a dude just standing there without the mask and the cyberkinetic pieces, might not have been as intimidating.
Yeah, even Darth Maul, if he just was a plain faced dude,
part of his appearance is what makes him creepy with the horns and that kind of stuff. Like you throw on the fact that he has the hood on a lot, and he'll just be kind of just hiding out, just in a corner somewhere. Yeah.
If I tell you what, man, Vader was ruthless in freaking Obi-Wan show.
He was when he was holding him over the fire or whatever it was, trying to drop him down in the fire. I was like, yo, But it kind of explains. It shows you what you didn't get to see in A New Hope. You know what I mean? Like it shows you how,
Yeah.
like this is Vader,
Dude.
like at the height of his power.
Dude, I loved it when he fucking when he fought Reva, where just uses the Force. I
Yeah,
was like, damn. He's like, it's like he like this, like pop. He's like, get away from me. He's like,
because she came up behind him or something, right? And he just stopped her, like like he
yeah,
didn't budge. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the thing. I think that's part of what makes him such an iconic character is the intimidation factor. And then the fact is, I think you were talking about cold lines in general. The coldest shit is when he was talking to the guy at the beginning of Return of the Jedi, and he was like, "I hope for your sake, Commander, the Emperor is not as forgiving as I am." And it's like, what the fuck? You're not forgiving at all, Vader. Like, what are you talking about? But then that puts in perspective of how ruthless Palpatine actually was. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, probably just kill you right then and there.
yeah, really. Like, he really didn't care.
Well, see, Vader kind of killed people like in private. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In some way, he kind of killed people somewhat in private, somewhat. But man, Darth Vader be like right there in front of everybody.
Yeah, Empire Strikes Back is one of my favorite Vader scenes. He's like, he came out of hyperdrive too close, and it alerted the rebels. He's like, he is as clumsy as he is stupid. And he's like, I'll be there in a minute. And he gets there, and the guy, Lord Vader, and then he just starts choking him from over the screen.
Yeah,
He didn't fucking care, man.
So did you look for what's all coming out, Aaron? Did he freeze?
Is he frozen? No, he's moving.
Aaron?
I can hear you.
I don't think you hear us.
No, I'm saying I can hear you. I can hear you though.
Yeah.
Aaron,
Can you hear us, Aaron?
I can now. My connection is real.
shout out to the snow.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you now. I was going to say,
and we live what, maybe 6 blocks away?
Yeah, right.
6 blocks away.
I mean,
said,
yeah,
did you
he and
look
I
up,
live
the other
so
movies?
close, but it seems like. Yeah, so Madam Web is coming out.
Oh yeah, Madam Web,
That
Deadpool
may
3.
have been what messed me up a little bit.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that dropping this year?
Deadpool 3, yeah.
Yeah, that's dropping
I
this
think
year.
that's
I hold on, Aaron, you cut out. That's one of my favorite things is those actors who play a character for
the
so
Fall
long.
Guy. That looks really good.
They're coming out with Wicked, the
What
movie.
else?
Wicked. What's
Oh.
that?
Yeah, you've never seen Wicked? It's like a tale of
Hey, Brittany, A Tale from the Hood.
it's kind of like a tale from the hood. No, it's about like the witches from what's the freaking movie? I'm drawing a blank here.
Salem Witch Trials.
No, Dorothy, the Wizard of Oz. There we go.
Oh,
yeah,
word.
It's about like how the Wicked Witch turned wicked.
Aaron dropped off. Shape.
Oh man.
But then we have the Joker. We have the Joker too, and that's gonna have Lady Gaga in it. Don't, Lady Gaga.
No. I'm a Lady Gaga fan. I
mean, she's actually a really good actress. Did you see
her
in American Horror Story? She did really good.
No. I like Lady Gaga. I'm a fan. I mean, I'm not like in the mirror with a hairbrush singing poker. No,
what's your favorite song?
I like the original stuff that she first came out with, man. Like, I just like the beat of Poker Face or
oh yeah, Poker Face had a good beat.
What's the other joint? Bad Romance was hard too.
Bad Romance.
Like, cause see, so check this out. While we're waiting on Aaron to come back, so check this out. In music, and if Larry, if you in here, you might know this too, bro. So there's a thing.
He said he's been trying to switch to his phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a thing called the oscilloscope in music, and at the time when music was recorded on tape, like reel to reel tape. Y'all ever seen those big ass like reels of tape that has a song recorded to it or an album or something like that? So Shape, you know what I'm talking about? Like you know those reel to reel like tapes.
Yeah.
We're good. We're back.
Brother
For
Goo.
now.
Okay.
Uh,
Jeez.
the reel to reel tapes. When you recorded it, like a kick drum, like just one bass drum, just one beat to like an 808, whatever. Whenever you recorded one kick drum, when the tape ran through the oscilloscope, it read the one kick drum as 3 drums. It read it as 100, 250. So it read one drum as 3. So it made everybody's song bigger. That's why when you turn on like Tupac or Dr. Dre or Snoop Dogg, Outkast, you'll blow your speakers out of your car if you turn it up loud enough because it's so bass heavy. And then you get to the mid 2000s and like you have to turn it up pretty loud, even when you listen on your phone to get like that same effect. It's because when they switched everything to digital, when they switched the boards to digital, and you didn't record the tape anymore, it took that out. It made every kick just one drum, so it's not as big. But there's like a little drive that you can plug into the mixer board that makes it replicates the sound. And so when Lady Gaga was recording that first album, they used that in the controller in the room when she was recording, and that's why those songs, Poker Face, Bad Romance, all those songs, just like real bass heavy, just like blow your speakers out, of your car.
Donnie, something that might interest you this year. There's a Daniel Kaluuya co-directed movie called The Kitchen.
I heard him talking about that when he was on Hot Ones. Not sure what it's about.
Who's
but
on Hot Ones again? That's funny.
I love Hot Ones.
yeah, Hot Ones is funny.
That's so hilarious.
Wait, have you guys seen the movie Widows?
No, I still haven't yet.
Widows.
It looked dope.
It had Viola
trailer
Davis,
dropped.
it had Michelle Rodriguez in it, Daniel Kaluuya's in it. Like it had quite a few people.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Liam Neeson was in it.
Mhm.
It's where all the women ended up having to like pay off like the debts that they had when they had robbed.
Yeah.
Like the husbands died, and so all the women had to come together and basically like make up for what their husbands did. And one of the guys they had stolen from was Daniel Kaluuya. And there's that scene where he's the 2 guys are like beatboxing and stuff, and he's standing there like right in the dude's face, like trying to get him to rap. You know what I'm talking about? Like
I remember you showed me that. That was cold.
That's an epic scene, man. But on Hot Ones, he was talking about about that and just how it took them 3 hours to film that one 3-minute scene because they couldn't stop laughing, which is like that's the beauty of it. But
we're also getting Bad Boys 4
this year.
That's wild. And Beverly Hills Cop 4. Okay, The Kitchen's on Netflix, but it comes out later this month. That's wild. I haven't seen anything for it.
And remember I sent you guys after the last time we talked about the Beverly Hills Cop thing, and we got off before we watched the trailer. I watched it, and then remember I sent y'all the thing, me playing it. Doom, 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 doom. I went and learned it that night.
It looks like it's gonna be like, I just hate that they put him back in the same like wardrobe.
But I mean, I think that's what makes it iconic.
That's his character.
I mean, I get it, but like he even said it. All these years later, he's still wearing the exact same jacket.
He looks good.
It does look
good. All right, so let's go ahead and get talking to Godzilla X Kong.
My bad. The heat was on. My bad. The heat was on hell over here. Damn.
And then of course we do have. So basically, in Godzilla X Kong, we all know there's going to be a new, basically, monster villain in this film, and it's none other than Mr. Scar King, right here.
Oh,
now he's actually supposed to. So what I heard is he's got right there around his neck. So what I hear, like what's got around is like right here, the bones. That's actually a whip, but that's actually supposedly supposed to be a Godzilla tail. Or basically a Godzilla.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
So can I just go ahead and just get my 2 cents off right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you put us back on the screen?
Yes.
Godzilla and King Kong, they're gonna be a tag team. They think they're the fabulous Freebirds. They think they're the Von Erichs. They think they're the NWO, DX, the Bloodline, whatever you want to say. And going out there in a 2-on-1 again, Godzilla gonna get his ass whooped again. Watch what I tell you. Like, I mean, not Godzilla, King Kong. I don't know why they keep doing that to him. Like, but like he keeps getting his ass whooped.
They give him a bionic arm this time.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be like the very end.
So what happened? He lost it
So-
in Kong versus Godzilla?
So no, he didn't. But one thing is, I'm thinking what happened is he fights Scar King, but Scar King is supposed to be a lot bigger than King Kong. And
He's supposed to be taller.
Yeah, so really? I think Scar King like messed up his hand, and you need to get like a freaking like a metal like gauntlet hand to help, basically to help him out. That's my thoughts about that. I mean, you can see it right here. You can see it right here.
Still think he's gonna get his ass whooped.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen like right after Godzilla like breaks out of his little ice cocoon. That's like the same time that after.
Wait, time out. Wait, maybe I need to watch the trailer again because I feel like y'all talking about shit I ain't seen.
You didn't see the ice cocoon?
I saw okay, so the last week we did a stream before we took our break. There was a football game on or something, and when halftime came, they showed that trailer. That's the only commercial I've seen for it from then to now. I've seen nothing else. And that's in there, yeah, but it was on TV, so it wasn't the full 2-minute trailer or whatever it might be. It was like 15 seconds, So that wasn't in there. I just saw what you said, Scar King. Saw him, Godzilla, King Kong, and then whatever the pink shit is on Godzilla's like spikes, and he was roaring, and then boom, it just cut to title card. Like that's all I saw. So that's what I'm saying. You guys are saying stuff, and it's making me wonder, like, did that happen in Godzilla versus Kong, or is this something that's just it's gonna start in this movie? Like it's not
like the whole cocoon
already.
thing. That's how he gets it. When he breaks out the cocoon, that's when he gets like the pink coloring on the scales.
So basically, Godzilla, in the way Godzilla goes and starts to hibernate, or basically kind of like I'm guessing trying to get more, basically get powerful. So basically, what happens is Godzilla's going to break out that cocoon, and he's going to go full on Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan.
Well, if you guys see the new, if you guys seen Dragon Ball Super, there's actually so basically there's an evil Goku that goes Super Saiyan Rose, where it's like a pinkish type of like Super Saiyan color. So so basically Godzilla's going Super Saiyan Rose.
So is he gonna get the monkey tail?
Possibly.
No. So
I kind of like to look at Godzilla because I mean we all know him with the blue, how basically he goes like every time he goes he's got the blue and the blue lining. He doesn't have some pink ass lining on this one.
So which would make you think, oh, this is probably stronger. Yeah, I agree. And so okay, so here's the thing, Aaron, doesn't this remind you of the shit that happened with Doomsday? Remember how they kept hitting Doomsday? Every time they hit him, he got stronger. But remember, something hit him, and remember his skin started peeling, but he started getting those spikes growing out of his arms and stuff in Batman vs Superman.
Oh yeah, I remember what you're talking about. In Batman vs Superman.
At the end, they hit him with that nuke, and that nuke had so much energy that he like pulled it all in, and it was like this lightning around him, and then he started growing those spikes like out of his shoulders. And because remember, he had that spike on his hand, and that's what he stabbed Superman in the heart with and killed him at the end of that movie, right? Spoiler alert, but you should have seen that shit by now. But I'm saying the spikes on Godzilla's back remind me of that. So something that it's always been in heavily debated in my family, and I really don't know the answer. Is Godzilla it's a boy or is a girl? Like I really don't know because I've heard
this Godzilla is male.
Yeah, I think Godzilla a boy. Yeah,
it's a dude. Okay, it's a dude that lays eggs. Great.
Okay, all right. Now see, so now he's kind of going back to the 2000 or 1999 or 2000 Godzilla, where. Basically, Godzilla was basically.
Male seahorses have the babies. It could be possible.
I didn't say it was impossible, Brittany. Damn, Brittany, chill out. You got your perm and shit. Chill out.
Well, see, I don't know because Godzilla didn't have a kid like in the older Godzilla movies. He had a kid.
Y'all seen those old ones where it's just guys in suits with ropes, like
him sliding on his tail like this.
You know what's funny as shit? People are saying like how so when you see here like how Godzilla is basically so basically he's running, right? And they said, man, Godzilla's kind of running. Why is he running? Like Godzilla's not supposed to run, right? Well, when you bring up the old ass Godzilla, Godzilla literally jumped up and basically did like a full on kick, like flying kick over,
sliding on his
and
tail.
then they show another one where he's like dancing. He's like,
Kobe.
it's like fighting, like what?
I mean, okay, so that's the thing. And Aaron, like I don't know, this comes out on streaming service or whatever, man. If you want to come over and watch it, like with me and my grandmother is a like diehard fan of these monster movies, not like Universal monster movies of like the Wolfman, Dracula, Dr. Frankenstein, that kind of shit, but like the whole, like she's the one who put me on when I was telling, because me and my mom went to go see Skull Island. And then when it came out, I gave the DVD to my grandma so she could watch it. And y'all know at the end in the epilogue of Skull Island, that's when they see like they Monarch is showing them the video of like the cave, like writings that they found. And it had King Ghidorah in there, and it had Mothra and Rodan, like just paintings of them though. And then it had Godzilla, and you heard him kind of like roar, and then it's cut black, right? My grandma was the one who put me on. She was like, "Yeah, there's like Mothra, Ghidorah." She's like, "There's a 3-headed dragon," and I'm like, and she was talking about like the two like little Asian girls that were with Godzilla, and she was telling me all this stuff, and I was like, that shit wasn't in the movie I gave you. What did you watch? You know, she was like, no. She's like, this came out, I'm talking in like the 50s. And I was like, what? And then I went back and watched it. Just the fact it's guys in suits like with ropes, like it's hilarious. But so how do you guys think
it's like Power Ranger stuff?
It really though. Like, and so what do you guys think of like the lead up though? Like how going into this, how have they done thus far? There was Godzilla, King of Monsters, or whatever it was called, and then I feel like there was Skull Island, and then there was Kong versus Godzilla. Kong got his ass whooped for 3/4 of that movie. I stand by it. And now this. So how do y'all think the build up, the flow is going? I feel like this, and just rock with me here. I feel like this is the Nintendo of the movie franchise. So you got like the Marvel shit, but we all know the Marvel shit ain't hit the same since they got Thanos up out of there, right? And then you got the train wreck that happened with like DC stuff, and then all the other stuff that's going on. The point I'm making is
train
like,
wreck. It was a goddamn Titanic wreck. That's what that was.
Yeah, that was horrible. Like, and I love Batman's one of my favorite superheroes, so I really want DC to like achieve movie goal.
So you know, train wrecks can be more deadly than shipwrecks, right? You know that, right? Exactly. So, as I was saying, you know how like PlayStation is so like about their own shit, and then Xbox is so PlayStation. Microsoft is like, oh, PlayStation, and then and PlayStation, Sony is basically the same way back, and they argue. There's like they were talking about a couple years ago, like when 2020 happened, that nightmare of a year. But at the beginning of it, we were all talking, oh, crossplay is coming. We're gonna get the crossplay on everything from 2K to Fortnite, whatever. And then Microsoft and Sony was like, nah, nigga, we didn't say all that, and they kind of keep to themselves, but they're like these powerhouses, thus, Marvel and these other things that come out. Whereas Nintendo just stays to themselves. Nintendo has never gave a damn about what was popular, what was the mainstream thing. They just did them from the 64 to the GameCube to the Switch, whatever. It was just them. Like, people tired of playing Mario and Zelda? Obviously not. It's been 35 years. People still playing it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that to say that the buildup of this with the,
Never played Mario.
Never played Mario?
Nope.
You're 400
Are you serious?
years old.
I feel like you're playing with us right now.
No,
he definitely is.
Never played Mario.
None of them, like no, like not even Mario Kart. No.
I'll see y'all next week.
Smash Bros.
I just wanna give you a hug right now. I think it's gonna be okay.
Like no, I feel like he's definitely lying. Look at that smile on his face. He's sitting there.
Okay, look at this. The only game system I ever had when I first got my game system, I got the first PlayStation when it came out. Like I got like years after it came out.
What year did it come out originally? 97, 8?
It was like 98.
Yeah.
So I got like after it came after it was released. I got like way after it got released. And the only thing I played on my PlayStation was Spider-Man 2 games that came out. Basically like the original cartoon type Spider-Man. When those came out, I played The Mummy. I played Jackie Chan Stunt Master, was my favorite game of all time. Jackie Chan Stunt Master. Those are the 4 main games I played.
Still to this
Then,
day, it's your favorite.
well, hell yeah, Jackie Chan Stunt Master. Yeah, still my favorite game of all time.
Okay,
Then,
calm
of
down.
course-
Damn.
And then I got the PlayStation 2. And then the only thing I put on PlayStation 2 was Halo 3, Halo DST, Halo Reach, and then that was pretty much no. With the PlayStation 2, talk about the Xbox. Because I got
I was
PlayStation
gonna
2,
say,
and the only thing I PlayStation 2 was I played the Mummy Returns game. What else? Star Wars Bounty Hunter was one of my favorite games. Some of Star Wars Racial Revenge. And of course, like a lot of the Crash Bandicoots, I put on both PlayStation 2. And then I got my Xbox 360, which I got the Halo games, and then the Gears of War games, and Left 4 Dead, which is those are the main games I played on the Xbox 360. That's about it. And then
Crash
of course I got
Bandicoot.
one, which I played Gears of War 4 and 5, and then I played Halo 4, and then I played Halo 5, and then after that, I got the Xbox Series S, which I've played pretty much. Only that I played is pretty much Halo, some Apex, and I also got the Spyro, because they actually released Spyro and
Yep,
Crash
I remember
Bandicoot
that.
collection on Xbox, which I played those ones too. That's pretty much about it. So
But
that's the
I'm
only games I
saying,
really played growing
like
up.
the
Good
I'm
one.
starting to understand now why you're so bitter. And the
So what?
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I've had a lot of different games. I've had a lot of different game systems. Like I've had the Nintendo, I had the GameCube.
GameCube was hard. Like,
It was tight. I enjoyed having it. I feel like I was somebody. I was like, I got GameCube. Da, da, da.
yo, I had a Dreamcast, man. Like that's how old I
What's a
actually I had a
Dreamcast?
Sega Dreamcast, and
What's a Dreamcast?
You know,
it's Sega's next console. It was Sega's next console after the Genesis.
Hmm.
And it was after the Genesis and after they had tried and failed with Game Gear because the Game Boy Color was popping, and the Sega Game Gear, that shit was garbage. 6 batteries? Are you kidding me? And uh and then they came out with the Dreamcast, and at first the Dreamcast, like that when NBA 2K came out, it was like 2K 99, 2K, 2K1, 2K2, whatever. I think Allen Iverson was on the like first 4 or 5 game covers, and the Dreamcast, it was like it was a cool like competitor to the original PlayStation, but I had the 64, then went from the 64 to PS2. I never had a PlayStation 1. I had the PS2 because I had to get SmackDown versus Raw 2006, and that's where it all started. And I started playing that and played Tony Hawk's Underground and stuff, and that's what got me into rock music. Because Tony Hawk's Underground had Kiss in it, and you could end up playing as Gene Simmons. That's how I found out who they were. Became a fan, and then just never looked back. But then when the 360 came, you could put a CD in there and rip the songs like you could on your computer, and you could play the music while you were playing a game. And the PlayStation 3 couldn't do that, and so that was the only reason I switched. Instead of getting a PlayStation 3, I got a 360, and then I got the Series X, like you, Series S, like you said. But the Series X mops the floor with that thing, like, and but I'm saying, to like tie it back around, the way it was is, Nintendo constantly, they just stuck to they have a formula. Zelda, Mario, Luigi, Mario Kart, like they don't stray too far from that. Pokemon games, like they don't go too far away from what they know. They stick to what they know. And they never really worry about competing with the sales because they know they're like, hey, we're in our lane, and more often than not, we're not gonna do less numbers than what we normally do. Excuse me. Whereas if a game comes out and flops for Microsoft or Sony, it's like the end of the world, and they start panicking and all that stuff. And so I was just using that as a comparison, a juxtaposition to how they have handled. I don't what studio is making the monster movies.
Warner Brothers and I think Legendary.
So like the way they're doing it though is I just like I said, I'm just comparing it that way in the sense of it seems like they're just kind of chilling and like, hey, we just gonna kind of sit and as it happens, it's gonna happen. We'll just kind of sit and see how it goes. They're not like overly trying to produce it. They're not going back and doing all this editing. You know what I mean? Like, and so I'm saying, like, how do you guys feel like they've done with the build up of it at this point?
I think they did a hell of a job with the build up, and of course, not only that. I mean, I don't have what is it? I don't have Apple TV because they also have Monarch.
Oh yeah, Monarch.
These
Yeah,
series on
I haven't seen that
Apple
yet.
TV,
I
which
forgot
I heard
about
is
that.
badass.
Interesting. So,
Which was Monarch that's on Apple TV or whatever. It's actually like takes place like I think before Godzilla, the first Godzilla film.
the
Monarch.
first,
Yeah, I
God-
believe so.
the first Godzilla film being we're talking about the one that had O'Shea Jackson Jr. in it, right? From 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one who had what was her
Wasn't-
name? The girl who plays 11 in Stranger Things.
Oh yeah, that was in King of the Monsters, I believe.
Yeah, she came in King of the
Millie
Monsters
Bobby Brown.
and
Millie Bobby
Yeah,
Brown.
but-
Yeah.
Godzilla vs. Kong.
So, okay, so what do you guys' opinion on Skull Island?
I
think
really
like
enjoyed
it.
Skull Island.
Wow. I went to the movies to see it when it first came out.
Me too.
I like how Samuel L. Jackson, he's gonna take on Kong himself.
Yo, look, let me tell you, man. If there's anybody that could do it,
It'll be Samuel Jackson. He'll at least try.
like, yeah, like,
Man,
Yo.
he couldn't even take out the Sith. How could he take out King Kong?
yeah, we're not doing this. We're not about to do this. We are not about
Not
to
tonight.
do this. You saw that bullshit that happened to him. We're not about to do this.
Hey man, I'm
Oh.
just saying he couldn't even take out the Sith. How could he take out
He couldn't take out the. Are you kidding me? He was about to murder Palpatine, and then
No,
here
he
come the
wasn't.
crybaby to save.
Hey, he was. Hey, you know what's funny? They pretty much. Well, I don't know for sure, but there's a lot of speculation that
I don't know for
Palpatine
sure,
threw
but
through that fight because he knew Anakin was going to come in the room. That's why
Well,
he threw that fight. But
I mean,
and what I also heard that George Lucas said that Mace Windu actually won that fight. That's what I heard.
There you
100%
go.
sure,
wait,
but
do you not think that he did?
I don't know.
Have you seen the movie? Like, what the?
I didn't see the movie.
We know.
I haven't seen that.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
I'm asking that's a genuine question.
Still, I
Like,
mean, but still, he didn't take out the Sith. I mean, he still got his arm chopped off. It was like ah, and then Paul was like, pow!
Wouldn't you?
like, so here's the thing though, when all of that was going down, the whole time it goes to show you just how powerful Mace Windu was, because you want to say like stalemate or whatever with like him and Yoda, dude, he had him right there on his heels, and you gotta believe, not that Palpatine wouldn't have got up and maybe they fought more or something, but I don't think that if Anakin hadn't came in and cried and then saved him like he always did, and you say, oh, he couldn't take out the Sith, so tell me who the fuck did take out the Sith?
Anakin.
No, he didn't.
He killed Palpatine.
He
along
didn't
with
kill
himself.
Palpatine.
Yes, he did. He picked
Later.
Palpatine up and threw him over the damn thing in Return of the Jedi.
So then, okay,
Apparently,
so then,
actually, no, he didn't because somehow Palpatine returned. Hey, there you go. Woo, woo, woo.
But hang on. Before we get to the sequel trilogy, George
God.
Lucas stated himself. He said that Anakin is a chosen one. He's supposed to bring balance to the Force, and he killed the Emperor and sacrificed himself.
Okay.
Came out of George Lucas's own mouth.
but what does
Yeah,
that
then
mean
he
to
sold
me?
the rights.
So yeah, he still killed the. So he still defeated the Sith.
He still defeated this. I don't agree with that. Like at all. I feel like he
He
was
defeated
there,
a Sith.
like, yeah, right. And well, I mean, I don't even know. Would you say defeat? Because I felt like it was kind of a cop out to just bring Palpatine back like they did. Like it's like y'all didn't put no
they
thought
did.
into.
Dude, well,
But
because what's funny was they had everything set up. Was it well,
nope.
not Ryan Johnson? J.J. Abrams.
Yeah,
He had everything set up, but when they gave it to freaking Ryan Johnson's like, nope, we're going to do my own story. And then they brought J.J. Abrams back for the Rise of Skywalker. They're trying to fix everything else. Oh, hey, let's throw Palpatine back in there.
when I cannot explain to you, man, how much I just absolutely dislike like Ryan Johnson did to Star Wars what Mike Newell did to the Goblet of Fire. Like, him. I'm so tired of this whole like narrative with the directors. I understand the directors get to make it how they want. I understand that. Like it's their vision and stuff like that. But my thing is, and I guess you could say fan service only goes so far. The problem the point I'm making is when they go completely overboard in doing stuff that they know the fans like, or they do something that's super polarizing. In other words, like
So they don't stay in their lane like Godzilla versus Kong, basically.
well, that too, but what I mean, like, just as a comparison, is how he got rid of Kylo's mask, and you know what I mean. It's like that didn't make sense. Only for Kylo to get it back and have it, like put back together to where it didn't really make sense. You know what I'm saying? Not to me personally. I thought that was completely stupid, and that was like to me that was the tie because I remember they were like, I was like, a new Star Wars is coming out. I was like, Return of the Jedi. That was the perfect ending. Leave it alone. And I was like, I'm not gonna go see this. This is gonna be ass. And Aaron, you might remember me and you were talking about it. I was like, I don't like this is gonna be terrible. And then I remember seeing the commercial, sitting me and my mom, we were like watching the game or something, and the commercial came on, and all I remember seeing was R2, and then Luke put his hand on him, and it was his robotic hand. And I saw that, and I was like, wait, that's Luke. And then I heard, like I'll whatever he said something to the effect of like, I'll follow like what you did, grandfather. And then like the silhouette like moved out of the way, and you saw like the mangled mask of Vader. And then that's what made me like, wait, hold on, wait a minute. Like just like lean in to see, like, oh wait, what is this gonna be about? And then the fact that Ryan Johnson just came in and just completely just, oh, I don't like the mask and I don't like this and I don't like that, so I'm gonna get rid of it. But it's like, but why you coming in and changing stuff like that? Just write a good movie, bro. Can you do that? And I think it's like a damn near consensus that The Last Jedi is one of the, if not the most garbage. A lot of people put it up there with Phantom Menace as being like the worst one. Like, just
I like Phantom Menace.
I'm not saying that Phantom Menace is definitely not as bad as Last Jedi. Like the filler, the B story of The Last Jedi, it didn't make any sense. It took too long. You know what I mean? Like the whole shit with Finn and the chick, I think her name was Rose. Like it took
potential.
It took way too long. It didn't make any sense when the focus was on Rey getting trained and Luke like toying with her. And I remember sitting in the theater, and when Luke, like, he was force projecting himself all the way to Crate, and then I remember once that was over, and Kylo had realized it was all a trick to let them get away and stuff like that, and then he was sitting there like on the rock meditating, and then he just disappeared, and you saw his cloak kind of fall. I remember sitting in the theater, and there was just an audible like no, like Luke died too. You know what I mean? And just it's like that's the thing. They come in and they like, hey, here's the characters that you guys love. We're gonna kill everybody.
I've only seen a little bit of one. Which one was it where Darth Vader got burnt in the lava or whatever?
That's 3.
That was Return of the Jedi. That
That's
was
the only.
Revenge of
Return
the
of the
Sith.
Sith. Yeah.
That's number 3. So like because the original 3 was made in the 70s and 80s, and then the prequels that tell the story how that leads into that are what the prequels are. So episode 1, 2, 3 came out in the 90s and the 2000s. So that's why everybody's like, well, this looks way better than 4, 5, 6. But it's like, well, yeah, it came out 30 years later, but it's telling everything that happened that led up to how Anakin went from a kid to
Yeah, that's the only part I saw
later.
when he was like fighting whoever he was fighting, and then he got put in the lava. I was like, oh shit, that's how he became Darth Vader. Like, okay.
Obi-Wan whooped his ass again.
Obi-Wan fucking smoked that ass. But anyways,
I'm noticing a theme.
but Brady, I want your thoughts on this cute little guy in Godzilla versus or
Oh,
Godzilla.
he's my favorite. That's what I'm so excited to see. Oh, he is so adorable. Because everybody kept on saying they're gonna have a baby Kong, and we never saw like we didn't see pictures. So now we see baby Kong is, and it doesn't look like it's like his actual kid, but maybe he adopted him. Like maybe it looks like he just finds him. He stumbles across him, and at first when you see him in the trailer, it's like a huge silhouette. But then as King Kong gets closer, and he gets closer, it's small. He's like it's little
Yeah,
baby, and I can't
little
wait to
baby
see
Kong.
little baby.
Look how cute he looks. He's like
Some
he's
eyes.
looking at King Kong for hope. He's like King Kong, give us hope, King Kong.
The theory is that this is maybe what's his name, Scar King. This might be his son or a child of his little colony that they showed, and
And he
Scar King is
saves him. I
crazy.
could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like gonna take him underneath his wing, and he's gonna fight against. So I think it's like it's not gonna be 2 against 1; it's gonna be 3 against 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, wait,
I wanna
okay, but
see
hang
that.
on, wait, hang on. Let me ask you this question. It says horror gaming says, did you all see Godzilla -1? My favorite movie. I have not seen it. I heard it was really good. I really
I
want
haven't
to see
seen
it. Hopefully, it'll be on one of the streaming services. I really hope it does, so I get to watch it. I can't get a chance to theaters. But going back to what Brittany said, there is no way that little baby Kong is going to be any match for the Scar King. It's just going to get in the way.
He's gonna help
He could
though.
snatch his
He's gonna-
little eye
gonna
out
get
or
stomped.
something with it.
No, I think maybe this might be like he might be the new King Kong. Cause they say King Kong might die in this, and if so, then this would be
What?
the new.
After he
Just
got his
like,
ass whooped in the
King
last
Kong ain't
movie,
gonna die.
I hope not.
why you act like he can't die?
Because King Kong don't die. It's like Godzilla can't die.
Yeah, okay, telling you stuff there.
I mean, he has gotten old, and this one, they did age him up. Like he has like gray hairs and stuff. He looks mighty old.
That's true.
But,
Well, it's
okay,
all that
but
stress
he's been
from
around
getting his
forever.
ass whooped.
All the time's been around like for freaking ever. There's no way he's going to die. No way.
I hope not.
I don't know if it's been announced yet what
I don't
streaming
understand.
service it'll be on.
I
Well,
don't
baby
understand,
Kong-
Shape, why you can't wrap your head around the fact that it's a possibility, dog. Like,
I want a little baby Kong statue.
especially with the fact of him being
So that's
older.
the same Godzilla's going to die.
No, it's
I
not.
mean,
Like, why does Godzilla have to die because King Kong does?
Man, King Kong ain't going to die, man.
That's not what I asked you.
I don't want King Kong to die. He's
He's
my
not
favorite.
gonna
Over the two,
That's
I
not what
like.
I asked you.
What'd you ask me?
I said, so why does Godzilla have to die if King Kong does?
No, Godzilla's not going to die. That's saying Godzilla can't die. I mean, King Kong can die either. Their names are
they
written in
killed
the title.
Superman.
Godzilla X Kong. It's in the title.
I don't
How
know
they going
why
to do more films if either King Kong dies?
I don't know
There's gonna
why
be
you
more
think.
Godzilla.
I don't know why. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why you think a big ass lizard can't die. Like, or my
He's been
thing
around
is,
forever.
what if
We found a way
okay.
to bring him back.
What if it's not impossible that instead of dying that he retires. I'm getting too old for this shit, and and he just bails out. Like, but with him being aged, as Brittany said, number one, and number two, he took hella damage. Like the damage that he took in Skull Island is nothing compared to what happened to him when he was fighting Godzilla. And like that part of that, like I think it was close to the end where Godzilla was fucking him up, and like he put his foot on his chest and was like, "Stay down, like chill, like I got this." You know what I mean? I'm saying they might get into this fight, and it just turns into you know what? Like I'm done. I'm cool on this. Like Godzilla, you got it from here, bro. Like that's all you. Like
Maybe King Kong would sacrifice himself to. I could see that happening.
have they
So
put a
Is the emotional ending or something?
So did I miss it? Is this going to? You have this? What's his name again? I get the villain.
Oh, Scar
Oh,
King.
the Scar
Okay,
King?
Scar King.
Hang on.
Why is he called?
Scar King?
Why is he
Because
called that?
He has a scar on his face.
Because it sounds cool.
He has a scar on his face, like
It'll
why
help
scar?
sell
This
toys.
this would make more sense then.
Exactly. He has a scar on his face. I'm
But
just
that's,
saying.
they can't. They may not be able to call him.
Yeah. I mean, they just couldn't, call him Bubbles. He doesn't
To
look
be
like Bubbles.
fair, Aaron, you said they may not be able to call him that. Name me one scene in this movie that they called him Scarface.
Yeah, but it's still a trademark title.
I didn't say that it wasn't. I'm just
They
saying that
did. They did call him Scarface in the beginning of the movie.
he didn't call him that. The dude asked him how to get the scar. That's Aaron's favorite part.
Oh, when they're talking to the cop.
When they were like coming in, like immigration.
Yeah, that was funny.
And I think that it's not entirely impossible though for both of them, to catch a beating. It's not like I'm not saying that Godzilla is exempt from getting an ass whooping, but between the two of them, King Kong has been on the receiving end of more damage that we've seen. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know what's the time difference between Skull Island and Godzilla and King Kong fighting each other, because it had to be the 60s, right? In Skull Island because of the Vietnam thing.
Uh-huh.
So then what year is it in Kong versus Godzilla?
I think it's modern time because they fight on what looks like a modern aircraft carrier, which the fact that they are small enough to fit on one of those, but then or a ship carrier or whatever.
They had took him
funny.
from Skull Island, or they were still on Skull Island, but they put this barrier over him to make it look like the actual place and stuff. It wasn't.
All right, so we'll go ahead and play the trailer, the full trailer for Donnie, because he hasn't seen the full trailer. So we'll play the full trailer. Hopefully, we won't get I mean, I'll probably get the copyright thing, but oh well. Let me see here. Share.
Well, you don't have to do that, bro. I can just watch it.
Yeah, dude, it's no problem. No problemo.
It is if they take your shit away, and then we can't do this anymore. And I just wanted to say too, like Brittany said, name him Bubbles, which is hilarious. But the little tiny monkey looked like a nigga from Detroit. I know.
All right, here we go. You guys ready?
His eyes are adorable.
Is it up?
It's up.
Yeah, it's up.
All right, here we go.
Aaron, you shouldn't have laughed at that.
You shouldn't have said it.
We give him a pat.
Seismic activity.
For most of human civilization, we believed that life could only exist on the surface of our planet.
Such a cool name.
What else were we wrong about?
A lot.
Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in?
This world has more secrets than we could possibly imagine.
Miracles I get. Still now and then.
What is that?
That's not Kong. What could have done this?
Kong can't stop this on his own.
He won't be alone.
that a mini Kong?
That was him saying, "Yes, nigga."
I want one. Someone give me a mini Kong.
I want a mini Kong.
Haven't seen
Um,
Nope.
Brittany, have you not heard?
Have
I
we
want-
do it now?
Brittany, have you not heard like the stories of Michael Jackson, like where he had to like put bubbles in the cage, and a couple
I
times
want it.
he had to like whoop his ass a couple of times because he would, like I think it was Chris Tucker said he went over to his house and he went to go to Bubbles, and Michael's like, no, no, Chris, don't go over there, and he was like holding it, like how they do that screaming shit, and
Yeah.
he was like rattling the cage, and he was like, Chris, don't go over there, I'm telling you, and pure just I don't want to say violence, but it's just it getting older, you know what I mean?
I
With
feel
the
like me
movie
and Baby
violence.
have a little bit more, stability.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean it won't turn on you and murder you when it gets older.
King Kong hasn't turned on his beloved human.
Yeah, okay.
Him and the deaf girl had a
he
really
has.
good.
He don't have to turn his back on that little girl. They
That
were best
doesn't.
friends.
I'm pretty sure that he was hungry, but he was like, you know what? I can go get another one of those squid things.
That's horrible.
When that
Wow.
squid thing tried to like he was going to get the water and it grabbed him, and for a second there, it was like pulling him, and then he was like, nigga, what? And then like just like, and it was over.
He ate it like it was spaghetti. It was hilarious.
It's
Oh.
hilarious when you see the motion capture, because everything is done like mocap now, and like so you just see a guy like just with the mocap stuff on, just moving, just just doing
Yeah, the
like,
dude
the
that
water.
did it's funny they say that, Donnie. The guy that was looking up at Kong, like at the water, he's the one that mocap that. He also motion captured Koba for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Oh man,
Is he
such a
doing
good
so?
movie.
So he's
I'd be
doing
Team
both.
Kong.
He's doing both of the apes in here. I'm talking about.
I don't know if he's still doing the. I don't know if he's doing both of the apes, but I know that he, at least for Kong Skull Island, did Kong.
Oh, okay. You. I thought you meant he was doing it for
If
this
that
one.
makes
That's
sense.
why I was saying, was he doing Scar and
He could.
King Kong in this one? Yeah,
Well,
definitely going Godzilla. For me, but
Yeah,
that.
I'm team Godzilla all the way. Always.
So why? So why was he in the ice? Like he just went there and just like chilled, like
It's like
literally.
he was
they
like,
gave him the
in
Captain America treatment.
So pretty much what that is, he's like basically he was evolving. He's like basically going there like evolving.
So it was like a cocoon for him. Because what I was gonna say is, lizard, cold blooded, ice. No, that's not how that works. Would have killed him.
It's also an atomic lizard.
Yeah, but it's a lizard. I'm just saying too.
I feel
Like-
like he could do it.
It's kind of funny. This guy, he's like, it's just lizard. It's a lizard. Whatever. But at the same time, it's like I had the same things about the damn basilisk. Like, how the hell could a basilisk live off a goddamn chicken? One little chicken.
One chicken.
Like, I don't know why you're stuck on that. We're talking about magic. It doesn't have to make sense.
Magic- no,
it's
it's
magic.
Donnie,
Well, this is a monster film that big ass goddamn Godzillas and King Kongs and Ghidorahs, whatever, living underneath the world and shit. I mean, it's kind of
You
the
see
same
my
thing,
point.
magic or not magic.
So, like, it's definitely not the same. But what was it that came out of the ground by the pyramids?
That was Kong. It was a robotic
What?
hand. Yeah, he popped out with a robotic hand. Like,
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be towards like maybe the end of the movie.
So what is that little like area? I feel like didn't they take King Kong there when in the movie with Godzilla? That I don't even know. It's like they were dropping him down, and it was just like this different
Called Counter Earth or Under Earth or something.
because that's where he got his axe or whatever it was, right? When they went to go fight. So-
It was underneath Skull Island, so it's like another world, I guess.
So also in this
it's
universe,
called Hollow Earth.
Hollow Earth, yeah.
so in this universe, then dinosaurs, we know if it's taking place in modern day, Dinosaurs are extinct, but there are still pterodactyls. That makes sense. Um, and so, do you like what's the speculation? Is is Godzilla just in the ice for X amount of time, and they know, oh, at this time he will reawaken, or they have to go and like get him, or what's the speculation there? Shape.
See, I don't know, but see, I don't know for sure about that, but I know. So basically, Godzilla, like, he brings like the balance. So when the balances, start getting tipped either way, he comes in and kind of takes care of it, right, to maintain the balance. So with Scar King kind of coming up and things are starting to happen, everything else, Godzilla has to pretty much come out of his, I guess, his hibernation or his basically metamorphosis, coming up, and then he's got to face Scar King. That's pretty much my thoughts. Well, that's way in the films is what they say. Like, he brings like the balance.
I wonder
from,
what
like,
I wonder what the time is from Kong vs. Godzilla to this, because what I'm wondering is, and don't get me wrong, I know how animals are, and animals, like, you know what I mean. You could see like two completely different breeds, or just different animals, species of animals. I mean, and then they will like befriend each other. Like, you'll see like sometimes a dog and a cat can be friends with each other, and not, you know what I mean. Just like different things, like just little things in the animal kingdom that can happen, right? Is there anything in particular that keeps Kong and Godzilla like kind of at this mutual level where they like understand, and and don't get me wrong, I understand there's not 1,000 other giant monkeys running around, so Godzilla would know like King Kong. I got that, but what is keeping the respect between them, where when they see each other, it's not just on sight again, where they can see each other and they be like, "Hey, what's up, my nigga? Like, let's go."
Huh.
Like, what's the?
I think it happened like in the last movie when they had to fight Mega Godzilla, the robot.
Mhm.
That's when they were like, you know what? This beef is squashed. Let's go get him.
And then and remember too, because when that happened, Godzilla he was like you all right, my nigga? And Kong was like, you stomped on my chest, bro. Fuck out of here with that. Like like but no, I'm saying, so what is keeping like the respect between them where they don't see each other and then immediately start fighting again? Like, what's stopping this from turning into a three-way fight between the three of them rather than a
man,
two-on-one
because
handicap?
Godzilla, King Kong, they got that, like, hey, we're bros now.
Yeah.
I let you live.
If you
I let
beat
you live. You saved me from that Mega Godzilla. I almost died. You saved me. That's why I powered up your axe so you can, use it. And they looked at each other, and King Kong was looking at Godzilla, and he dropped the axe, and Godzilla was like, and then he basically just turned around and just walked back in the ocean.
if you he did turn around on him, like y'all know how like the Undertaker would be like leaving the ring and he would stop and turn back one last time and he would like put the fist in the air. That's pretty much what Godzilla did. He turned around, he was like, all right, my nigga, I'm gonna see you. Like, and then just like Brittany, you know how when you be driving and you see
The
black
next
people on the porch, you say what?
until the next match,
Into the
Oh, yeah.
next match, right? Like the
I mean,
Brittany,
hang on. In my opinion, I think pretty much. So Godzilla comes up, and everything else when the balance is like, again, when the balance is being threatened, right? When we had those other monsters in the first one, he had to come in and take those guys out, right? And then of course, with Godzilla King of the Monsters, we had other monsters coming up, but then also had King Ghidorah, which was a big old problem for Godzilla. So Godzilla had to take him out, and then that was it, right? And then Monarch was what you call guys started messing with that, that Mega Godzilla with King Ghidorah's freaking like brain and shit, right? And started messing with that. That's when Godzilla's coming up trying to get that. So that's why it was like always right there. But Kong, so when Kong came like into being, because he thought Kong could help, Godzilla, but then of course Godzilla came, was like, hey, we're gonna fight. They started fighting with it, right? But again, Kong just doesn't show no threat of tipping the balance. That's what Godzilla's like. You're right.
But did they fight? They fought Mothra already too.
So Mothra helped Godzilla, but she ended up getting pretty much like hurt real bad when freaking what's that fucking flame bird? What was his name?
Rodan.
Yeah, Rodan.
Rodan.
When Rodan came, she
This
basically
is all
got hurt.
in Kong
Then
vs. Godzilla,
the only
right?
one when the Godzilla was pretty much like
No,
beaten.
this was in
King of
Godzilla.
Monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and King of Monsters. So when Godzilla was kind of beaten down by King Ghidorah, Mothra came down and like basically put like feel like a cocoon over Godzilla,
Yeah.
like kind of like give her power essence and stuff.
And that's why
Do y'all know-
Godzilla's pink now.
Do y'all know what?
The energy.
Do you know what that's streaming on right now, if anything? Because okay, so that one I haven't seen in like a good little minute. Then, because I thought that was.
I know Godzilla, so that was on Netflix, but I think it already left already. I think they took it off already.
But Brittany, what I was gonna say is like you know how it is like with black people, like you know how you'll be driving, you'll see black people on the porch, you don't even know them, and you'll just be like, hey, and then they'll just all be like, hey, like
You just look like if you looking down the port, it's like just it's a gesture. You just acknowledge that you see each other and you wave, you hey, how you doing? Just a good courtesy.
yeah, look, it's just. I remember my Uncle Jerry one time we were driving. He was like, hey, watch this. He's like, he drove by and he was like, hey, and then like everybody was like, hey, on the porch and stuff, and then he was like, I don't know them niggas. Like,
You don't. You just wave and say hi. See them out.
See, yeah, horror game. I think he's got Apple TV. I seen Monarch Legacy of Masha. I think that's on Apple TV, which I do not have.
Yeah, I don't have Apple TV. I haven't seen it.
So, okay, so Mothra. So we have seen, because that's what I was wondering is there just gonna be like a all out like knockout drag out fight between Mothra, Rodan, Ghidorah, all of them are gonna like appear.
Nope, I think it's gonna just be Godzilla Godzilla King Kong versus Scar King, but I think so. What I heard is that I guess Scar King like has like I guess he like power or something to control like one of the like supreme.
Well, yeah, look at his eyes. His eyes were.
Yeah, but I think he's got the power. I heard he's got the power to control like one of the badass titans of all time, like even stronger and powerful than Godzilla.
Who? Scar or somebody else?
Scar King, yeah.
Yeah, he's got the power to control like one of the badass freaking titans.
So when he landed in that area, what did you say? Not the underworld, but what'd you call it, Brittany? Like you said, it was under Skull Island.
What did you say? Under Earth? Yeah. Hollow Earth.
Okay, so he's going there in theory to kill the other apes and stuff, or recruit them.
I mean, I could see him recruiting them to have an army.
No, so what I heard like basically like Scar King like imprisoned. So what I heard is like I guess like Scar King either killed like pretty much like Godzilla's family or something, and then of course, I think he enslaved the Kongs and stuff. And then but when King Kong goes down Hollow Earth, because I said this is the first time they've seen Hollow Earth, and so Godzilla's pretty much living free down there, pretty much exploring, right? And then that's when I guess he sees like the little ape probably trying to find help. He's like, man, we need help, man. The Scar King's taking us out, and we need some help. You know what I mean? So you see King Kong kind of goes probably this Scar King gets part of this ass whoop, and then it's like, hey, we need some backup. So we need to go get Godzilla. And then Godzilla comes up and he's like, hey man, I got your back, bro. I got your back. Let's go take the Scar King out together. And then they go and fight.
You're very, very hyped for this. Because see, that was my concern. It was like, what the hell are we gonna talk about? Like you said it was one trailer. Like, I mean, how much could we squeeze out of that one trailer to talk about? But you sound extremely hyped about it. I didn't know that you were that invested in it.
The trailer looks really good.
And maybe Kong's robotic arm is from Mechagodzilla. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say he got that shit from Thanos.
Man, I think freaking Scar King like broke his freaking hand. Like, man, we need to do something for help Kong. Give him like a robotic hand. So what do you think, Brittany, about all this? Like, what are your kind of thoughts about Godzilla X Kong?
Oh, they gonna they just like two siblings that live with each other. Yeah, they beef in the house, but when it comes to that outside dude that live around the corner, it's 2 against 1. So
Yeah,
they're gonna
yeah.
team up and
Niggas
beat up.
I'm about to ride on this nigga. Yeah, like,
Yeah,
that's funny.
and I feel like Kong's gonna try to take him out on his own, but that's how he's gonna hurt his hand or his arm or whatever. And then the team of the dude, I forget his name. I call him Soldier Boy from Atlanta. Um, they gonna build him the robotic arm or whatever, and then that's when they
What was it, Brian
stop
Tyree Henry? What?
Soldier Boy. I know Paper Boy. That's his name. I thought that's all. When I don't know someone's name, whatever show or movie I saw them in,
That's
that's
yeah,
their
yeah. That's the
new
thing.
name.
Yeah, the boy from Scarface, the dude from Carlito's Way, like
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Michael
but no,
Corleone. Like,
I feel like they're gonna team up, and it's obviously gonna be like maybe mid end second act, lean to the third act. And I just hope that little baby Kong is okay. I don't want him to get too involved in it. I want a baby Kong.
I mean, like I said, because look at that face of his. Look at that little
He has
face.
beautiful eyes. This
It's
is like
like,
this is like when he's looking at Kong as like, help us. We need like some serious help down here. He is hurting and killing us
look
all.
at that. He's like, save us, Kong. Save us. Help us. I'm just a baby boy.
He reminds me of Caesar. He has the eyes from like Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. Oh,
He could be Caesar's baby.
I'm also hyped for that new movie for sure.
Oh
What
yeah,
is
for the new yeah.
Kingdom of the
They're coming
Planet
out,
of the Apes.
yeah, they come out with another one.
Another one? Oh, come on, man.
Don't do
Oh,
the
come
Planet
on.
of the Apes. They're so adorable.
so you don't want to see that, but he keep putting this little fucking monkey on the screen, dude.
Damn, Skippy. Look how badass Godzilla looks. I think Godzilla looks badass.
He got pink highlights.
He could be.
Man,
Not
those
wrong.
spikes look, they're like pink fires. That pink fire on the back.
I wonder if the flame, not the flame, or the lightning or whatever that comes out is gonna be pink too.
Yeah,
They
it
said
is.
it is okay.
I would
It
assume
happened so
so.
quick. I can't remember.
But see, look how badass Godzilla looks. Look at this Kong with this gauntlet hand.
His own Infinity Gauntlet, yeah. Like you
It looks
said,
like
Johnny.
they are pieces from Bumblebee. That's Bumblebee hand.
That'd be a hell of a crossover.
That would be.
I don't know.
What's in the
I'm
background?
stoked for it. I'm stoked for this movie.
I'm excited.
Yes, man. Godzilla 2000 was a good film.
Is that the one with Ferris Bueller?
No. No, there was actually a Godzilla movie called Godzilla 2000. And that was a pretty good one.
I don't think I saw.
He said, "Did you?"
don't think I've seen
Jorge said, "Did you know Godzilla ran?" Yeah, he ran. Yeah, there's a lot of things. People saying, Godzilla don't run, Godzilla don't run, but still, Godzilla and like freaking like fly kicks. Somebody's like, yeah, I don't think so.
What's wrong with him running? Like, why is that such a big deal?
I don't know. There's been like things about him running, like Godzilla doesn't run or something like that. I don't know.
Because he's too big.
I guess.
Have you ever seen Michael Myers run? It'll be the same.
When he ran around the little island when Jamie Lee Curtis was fucking him up at the end there, like he ran around that island real quick.
That was more of a really like a quick pace walk.
Yeah, I said running. Yeah, that's what I said.
Speed walking.
A little brisk power walk.
I wonder if he's ever out of breath behind his mask.
You know
Look at that breathing.
You know that motherfucker stink too.
You know what?
He ain't walking to no laundromat. Like, I mean, you know that motherfucker stink.
Man, hey, you know what, man? For some reason, like when I watch the Halloween films, whatever, like especially like 78, and then H2O and Kills or H2O Resurrection. Every time I see Michael Myers, I'm like, damn, man, he must feel pretty good, man. He must feel pretty good. He looked clean, like he looked like clean as fuck.
Yeah, he probably just walked into a nearby river or something. The one that he almost drowned in.
Took his coveralls off, washed them like.
Could you imagine
That's crazy too. Because go ahead, Brittany.
him just a mask on, but watching overalls, butt naked overalls, just
He's got a bar of soap that he stole from somebody's house. Like
He has
Hey, what was
he has a
that? What was that
washboard.
Chongo Van Damme movie? There was a Chongo Van Damme movie where he's like basically like he
Who?
escaped from prison or something, and he basically goes into this like lake,
Who?
butt ass naked, like a bar of soap was like
Who did
he
you
washed himself up.
it sounds familiar. I think I know what you're talking about. I just can't think of
What's his name? Shape?
Chongo Van Damme.
That's not what you said the first time. All right.
I don't
What
even
I
say it all. I just say Van Damme. I don't even know how to say the whole
John.
thing.
He didn't say
Jean-Claude.
Jean. Gene, basically.
My favorite movie of him is like, have you ever seen The Quest? I like that movie.
The what?
The Quest.
Quest. I don't think so.
It's really good. He's like this guy. He's like a hustler in like it's like maybe I want to say Brooklyn or something like that. And he's like helping out these homeless kids. They get caught up in some trouble, and he ends up trying to run. Then he like accidentally, I think, jumps on a ship and gets taken away to like Hong Kong or something like that. And end up, the same story he's always doing. End up learning how to do kung fu, all this fighting stuff, and have to go through matches to win.
Interesting.
I had to ask my mom because I know she's a diehard fan of all that corny movie shit, but she likes that.
It's my mom. It's one of my mom's favorite movies.
She likes that Jean-Claude Van Damme, Patrick Swayze.
Wait, he's like a hustler or something. He's like he doesn't like do fights. You're talking about Lionheart?
No, his movies are basically almost the same. They just have different titles. It's like that, but it's called The Quest.
Okay.
He does like the same lineup of movies. Like he's like,
hey man, Lionheart was a good movie, man.
I mean, that was a good movie. I mean, it's just he does the same thing in all his
See,
movies.
Aaron,
Aaron the guy there, he's like, man, come on, just stay down. He's like, come on, man, I bet against you, man. He's like, wrong bet, and he gets up and starts like, pow, pow, pow.
See, Aaron, you said we were talking about the copyright thing earlier with the name Scarface. See, Lionheart. I don't think I'm not sure who made that like film, like what studio, but I don't think they sent a cease and desist letter to Chris Jericho. He's always been called Lionheart.
I wouldn't know. I'm not in those boardroom meetings.
I'm just pointing out that it can be done. Obviously,
depending on how much money.
That's what I'm saying though. If they never sent him a cease and desist letter, he's probably not even getting paid. There's a musician and a wrestler, both named Sting. And I don't think either one of them is paying the other.
I would hope not.
Could you imagine, like paying for the you're that dedicated to having the name that you're paying to have the? Oh no, bro! I just changed my shit. I'm good, bro.
I could see it.
Nah, I'm good.
I like the.
Horror Gaming says, "What all favorite Godzilla soundtracks is your guys' favorite?"
I didn't know Godzilla made music.
Well, soundtracks for the films. I mean, I like the new music. I like the new music, but what I heard for Godzilla Minus One soundtrack, I think the soundtrack's badass.
He's banging his tail as like the kick drum.
I could see that happening.
Eminem has a song called Godzilla.
Like it was on the soundtrack, or
no? He just has a song called Godzilla.
He has a song called Venom too that I know he made for that movie though.
Yeah, which has a good song for sure.
I remember, like when I first met Aaron. Aaron was like, "White people are gonna take over rap," and he was like, "That's why Eminem is my favorite."
I mean, MJ I did, but
I was there.
Eminem has some good albums, man.
He does. And then MGK tried to come on the scene and he made the wrong mistake by mentioning Eminem. It's like,
can you imagine? I didn't think Killshot was all that good, but imagine getting your ass beat by a weak diss track so bad that you change genres. Like, my God.
Eminem didn't say much. He did not say much, but now you do. Now you do rock music. Now you're not even in the same category anymore.
He's
So nothing
trying to
left.
do.
He was rock.
Let's check that at the door, Brittany. He's trying to do rock music. There's a difference.
I just found it was weird seeing him at the 50th anniversary of the hip hop awards. I was like, why are you
Oh
here?
yeah.
Why are you here?
That was really good though, man. There was
Oh, that
some
was,
ladies
that was
that didn't
good.
show
That was
up,
good.
but it was actually really good.
Well, hey, you guys know who in the Blowfish?
Of course.
Yeah,
Darius Rucker. He was like rock, and then he went to country.
yeah.
The
Yeah,
He didn't get
Wagon
rid
Wheel.
of
That's
it.
all.
He just made a choice. It's the same thing with K Michelle. She was doing R&B and now she does country.
What's crazy about that too is like arguably their biggest song, "Only Want to Be with You." It's crazy. Like they have reunited on the Tonight Show in 2019.
Reminds me so much of Ted.
Ted,
Donnie.
yeah.
They got a lot of good. Winnie Blowfish had a lot of good songs.
No. But I'm saying that like that obviously is their more like their biggest hit, right? And what's crazy to me is how like I've always thought it was strange or just greedy how like artists will like check other artists and stuff that influence them or that kind of thing, and then next thing you know they want to sue them and shit. Like y'all know in Only Want to Be with You, he comes to that part of the verse and he's like, put on a little Dylan sitting on the fence. Shot a man named Gray, took his wife to Italy. She inherited $1,000,000, and when she died, it came to me. That's from Tangled Up in Blue by Bob Dylan. And then when that song came out, at first Bob Dylan didn't say shit, and then when they started getting to the top of the charts, then boom, here he come with this lawsuit. Like,
Yeah.
it's like all they were doing was name checking you, bro. Like they're just fans. Aaron, you brought it up. So are you?
Give me my money.
What?
I said, give me my money.
No, you what?
What?
You don't remember the line? Come on, bro. How you gonna quote stuff and then you can't? Like, come on,
Look,
man. Work with me.
I remember certain shit.
You don't remember he was like, I won, give me my money. And Debo said, you what? He said, I lost. Doesn't but I'm saying, are you, Aaron, you brought it up. Are you excited for Ted? Actually, Seth MacFarlane's gonna be on Tonight Show.
Yes.
Oh, the TV show? Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, that show does look funny. Oh my god.
It does, yeah.
Oh, Seth MacFarlane.
I mean, I know that he can deliver some hilarious and good stuff with the Orville, so I have no doubt he can't deliver. You know what I mean?
Real talk. If you've not watched the Orville Shape, it is hysterical, bro.
What's the Orville?
Yeah, Donnie put me on it.
It is basically, it's basically his version of Star Trek, but it's a lot more hip and it's a lot like it's serious, but it's got like a lot of like comedy in it and stuff. But it's in the future. I think
I like Ford and his husband.
It's like the year 2440, something like that, and they're in space, and Seth MacFarlane is the captain of a ship called the Orville, and and he has his crew and different aliens and stuff aboard the ship, and that kind of thing, and just the writing and the jokes, you know what I mean? Like, and they talk about, because they use it with comedy, they can kind of get away with talking about like real world, stuff. Like for instance, there's a couple. There's a alien on the ship named Bortus. He's a Mocklin, and
easily
Bortus,
my favorite character on that show.
My favorite character is him and his husband. They're hilarious.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. So they were able.
I know what you're talking about. I seen some of that where the captain was like, didn't you have a kid with some kind of like lizard girl or something?
No, I don't think you're talking about the.
I think so. I think he did. I think he had
because the white alien race.
Yeah, the white lizard alien looking race.
I think he's confusing two characters, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, are we talking about you're talking about that race of aliens that were trying to wipe out like all the humans, and then they had to band with them. They had to work with them to take out the robots, basically what Isaac's species were gonna like try to basically take over the entire galaxy, and then what are they? I can't remember what they're called, but I know what you're talking about. They got the scales like on their cheeks and their forehead and
Yeah.
stuff. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, but Seth MacFarlane was talking about how they were able to kind of use comedy because Bortis and his husband, they end up having a daughter, and I can't remember, the daughters were immediately, they were killed or put into slavery, something like that. I can't remember what it was, but they were trying to figure out what is the humane thing to do, and and I'm saying the point being, a
Or they
normal
were trying to
TV
figure
show.
out whether to change her sex before she was able to make a decision herself. Because
And
it's only boy. There's only a girl born every what? I think they say every 100,000 years or every 1,000 years or whatever.
mhm,
And it's only like a male planet. Like it's only men.
mhm.
And so they were trying to decide whether to change the gender or keep her as
Or
a
let
her.
her have her
Yeah.
own decision.
And
Like,
come to find out, Bortis, he was originally born a girl. It was just that was a crazy episode.
but I'm saying though, but the point though is how they were able to talk about something like that, and at no point while watching it did I feel like, oh, this is too preachy. Get this shit off the TV. Like, you know what I mean? You're going overboard, and no point did it ever feel like that though. You know what I'm saying? It was tastefully done, where they still talked about like some of those like difficult to talk about subjects that would make you uncomfortable. That if the comedy wasn't there to help ease you down, you know what I mean? It's like how when you eat a Popeye's biscuit, you gotta have that water on deck, or you're about to go to the emergency room or to the grave. There is no in between, and you gotta have that though. But I'm saying this kind of it was coffee with cream. You know what I mean? It goes down smoother with the comedy in between, like that episode when Bortis and his husband when they got when they got addicted to the nicotine in the cigarettes, and
Cigarettes.
they were sitting there like this and shit when they were trying to like cold turkey him, and he was like, they were sitting there all annoyed, and he was like Boris, he
Clyden,
was like
yeah.
Clyden, he was like I know that you have the last cigarette, and he was like, no, I don't have the last cigarette. And he was like, look at you, you're shaking. He said, you're craving one. He was like, no, I am not, I'm just cold. Like,
They had them hid all over their little apartment, which was hilarious. They both had little hiding places. But my
oh yeah.
favorite episode is when what was it? Clytus tried to kill Bortis, and that's like Bortis was upset that they revived him because he's like, "This is how we get divorced. Like you have to kill the other
Yeah.
girl."
Oh yeah. You said that's your favorite episode?
Yeah, because it's hilarious. Because then you find out that Bortis has a porn addiction.
That's
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
he has what would you say?
He has a porn addiction. Remember, he was going to the little simulation room,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and
Because
it all stemmed from the fact that they had the sex change for their daughter. But that was just a funny episode.
and then and then Aaron, I don't know if it's still like that now, but he made my contact picture Bortis. Yeah, Brittany, you remember when he was, you know how they go into the room and they can make the simulation whatever they want? And you
Yeah.
remember they were doing something in like some old-timey era, and he came in with the powdered wig on. Like see, that's that right there. That's like that
It makes
kind
me
of
laugh every time.
like,
I,
but that's my
They're my
that's
two
my
favorite
contact
people
picture.
because they have no emotion. Yeah,
Yes, like everything.
going with them.
Everything is so deadpan. And Aaron, what did he say when he came in? He was like, "Am I early?" Like when he had the little gun. Like,
because Alara kicked him out because they were going to duel, and
yeah,
then Bortus was late, and oh my god.
just the way he came in and he was looking around. He was like, "Am I early?" And like they were already going. But what was the other one, Aaron? Where I think he was about to sing, or somebody was about to sing, and when they started cheering, he was singing the song from Titanic, and somebody was cheering, and he was like, "Be silent," and then like kept singing. Like the but my favorite character is Isaac. Do you know that character shape? The robot. Isaac is the robot that's on the ship with them. He's definitely
I
my
seen
favorite.
clips of that show. I don't actually watch the full shows.
When he said,
Oh,
"This
so
town
good.
will not accommodate the numerical totality of our combined mass," like which that was his way of saying this town ain't big enough for the two of us. But he came. Remember, he came in with the cowboy hat on, Brittany, and he had the mustache on.
Oh
Like
my god!
That
he
was
came
really
into this
high.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, his mustache was up here. And he was like, this turn will not accommodate the numerical totality of our combined mass. And the way that everybody else was just kind of looking at each other like, what? Like, and when he was trying to impress, what's the doctor's name? I haven't watched it in a minute.
The female
Claire.
doctor, yeah.
Claire, and he was trying to like, remember he was trying to impress her, and like Gordon, he was asking Gordon and is his name Jay, the black guy who at the helm that they were telling him to become like
Yeah,
he could
I
become a
think
captain.
yeah.
And you remember he was asking him about like about like dating and stuff, and Gordon was like, "Well, when you have a girl," and Isaac immediately was like, "No, I would rather hear from like." He just immediately cut Gordon off. He didn't want to hear none of that. And when of course, when he cut Gordon's leg off,
Oh my god!
when he
that
cut
was
Gordon's
so
leg
freaking
off, and
funny.
that because they were trying to explain to him shape, they were trying to explain to him what a practical joke was, and so Isaac came in with one morning he came into the helm of the ship, like the control panel and stuff, to do his work on the computer, and he had Mr. Potato Head like ears and the mustache and the eyes and stuff, but he's a robot, so he didn't know anything was wrong, and everybody, remember Aaron Alara was like, he was like, why is everybody staring at me? Is there something wrong with my appearance? And Alara was like, you're happier than usual, because he had the Mr. Potato Head
Yeah,
like
the
smile
smile.
on, and so uh Gordon, he was like, you have Mr. Potato Head pieces all over you, and he was like, Mr. Potato Head, and they kind of explained to him like, oh, it's a practical joke, and then Gordon was saying, oh, you have to get me back, and it makes it funny, a practical joke. So then Gordon came in the next morning, and his whole leg was missing. And he was like, and they were like, Gordon, what happened to your leg? And he was like, he cut it off while I was sleeping. And then Isaac, he's sitting in the chair, and he just turns around. Ha ha, I got you. Like it's like he just totally didn't understand.
Hey, you guys, I know I came in late, but I have to go. I have an appointment in the morning.
Alrighty.
A
So I have
perm
to,
appointment.
yeah. A what?
That
No,
was
not a
perfect.
perm. But
He got a
oh my
perm.
gosh,
Oh yeah.
okay. Speaking of perm, did you see the Cat Williams interview?
I seen most of it.
He talked about what's his name?
Ricky Smiley.
Amazon's love character, Big Perm and
Oh
Friday.
yeah,
Oh, crucified him.
he was
Crucified.
shooting. He was shooting from the hip, but I feel like a lot of stuff that he said we already knew. We knew that wasn't Steve Harvey damn hair when the show was on. When the Steve Harvey show was on and he was Mr. Hightower, we knew that wasn't his damn hair. Like, come on.
And he spoke facts about a lot of stuff, but it was fun, you guys. It was fun, everybody. Can't wait to see the new Godzilla Kong movie. And
When does it drop?
the new movie?
Yeah.
I really have no idea.
I think.
Oh,
Let me see.
I'm
Who knows
asking.
today?
Gotta be around summertime.
I'm asking our fearless leader.
I think it's in the summertime.
And see, Brittany, you see how Shay did it, right? You see, he put me and you on the same side, and then he put them on the same. You see how he did that?
Thanks,
Because I
babe.
dropped off April
But
12th.
April 12th.
but
Okay.
it was fun, you guys. Y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all
Thanks for tuning on.
You
next
too.
Monday. Is we doing something next month? Are we doing something next Monday? Excuse me.
Is we?
Yeah. So we're going to talk about
1408, right?
do a review about 1408. So you
1408.
gotta watch that movie 1408. It's actually free on YouTube. You want to watch it?
Yeah, I've seen it before, but I'll do like a little quick rewatch to amp up for it.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be an amazing conversation. I can't wait. And Shape, I didn't know if you know. Anthony said he might join us for that one.
All right. Cool.
I was talking to him.
All right, see you guys.
See you later, Brittany.
Bye. Good
Bye.
night.
Good night. So
I've been watching the thing I've been watching, like I've been watching the past couple days was Mom was telling me about it. She said you need to watch this. I was watching the Jack Reacher on Amazon Prime. The freaking show's badass.
interesting.
I haven't watched that yet. My mom has though.
Fucking Jack Reacher, that fucking show's badass, man. It's freaking funny shit. In the new season, he literally kicked this guy's car. He kicked the front of the guy's car and he made the airbag go off in the car. I was like, damn.
So let me see. So Aaron, have you watched it? The link to 1408, the one that, or are you just like fresh on it? You don't need to watch it, or
I would like to rewatch it because it's better than I remember it being just from that last maybe 10, 15 minutes that I watched. I was like, this is definitely better than I remember it.
Mhm.
And I feel like it has to be some kind of Mandela effect because I didn't remember it how you saw it either. So
How I saw no, but that's the thing. They shot like 5 different endings for the movie.
yeah.
Like that's an actual thing. And then in the theaters, of course, there was one ending, and then when it came out on DVD, you got a different ending. Like the movie played with this different ending, and then in like the special features, you could watch all the other ones. But
Mm.
it's kind of like how yo Shape at some point this year, dude, we should do Escape Room. We should do the 2 Escape Room movies because with Escape Room 2, just like not to give away like the story or anything, the version that came out on home media, like Escape Room 2, like the version that came out in the theater and the version that came out on home media are the same until the middle part, and then they skew in different directions and they never meet back up. It's like a totally different movie in the second half of like because I was watching it on Xbox. I bought it on Xbox. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, and I'm watching it, and I'm expecting, like, oh well, these characters, and you start introducing new characters and other shit was happening, and I was like, wait, like what's this? And because I think I'd watched it on TV or something on Stars or whatever at the time, and the ending on there was different than the one on the Xbox, and so that might be a cool thing to talk about. Like the first one is just standard, and then that sequel, like I said, it just splits and bifurcates into 2 different directions, and so that's a thing with the 1408. I haven't watched it. The link I sent you guys, I haven't watched that one just because it was coming on TV, so I just watched that one. So I don't know what ending is on the version of the link that I sent you guys. So when we do get to talking about it next week, that's gonna be the beauty of it. We start talking about it next week. We might have different endings that we saw
All kinds of
and be like, oh yeah, no, this is what I saw. Like, no, bro, that's not what happened. Like so that's gonna be actually kind of cool.
Agree.
But I'm pretty hyped for Godzilla versus Ed Kong, man. I'm excited about it. I mean, me personally, I have no problem be able to see in theaters. Like I said, because I don't have too much time to try to go to get somebody to watch the kids, whatever, and try to go see a movie, especially because I work weekends anyways. My Shape is off the weekends, so and then during the week, it's kind of hard for us to know what the kids, Cal's got wrestling practice and everything else. It's kind of hard for us to go see movies. So I pretty much have to wait for movies to get on streaming platforms to be able to watch with that. So I don't really have time to go see movies. That's why, I mean, if you guys ever noticed, well, if you guys ever noticed,
have kids and stuff.
Yes, it's also I'm a horror channel too. So I mean, but like I say, you don't really see too much like movie reviews. Like the movies that are coming out where I don't do too much movie reviews because that's pretty much why. Because I don't have time to go to the theaters and go see the movies. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard. I heard Thanksgiving was pretty good. They're already making things. They're already in production for Thanksgiving 2.
Jeez.
Which to me, it's a ripoff from Halloween, in my opinion.
I mean, a little bit.
I mean, what's going to be next? So you got Halloween, you got Thanksgiving. What's next? Christmas, and then Valentine's Day, and then
They already had that with My Bloody Valentine. St. Patty's Day. With Leprechaun.
St. Patty's Day. Then we got 4th of July, Easter.
4th of July would be a wild horror movie.
Everybody's getting blown up.
The 4th of July.
4th of July, as we also
B horror movie. Or even C. We should write it.
I know we're getting I heard. Well, we're supposed to get like a freaking Mickey Mouse horror film.
I heard about that too. It's crazy that Steamboat Willie's in public domain now.
Yeah, and we're also getting Terrifier 3 this year.
I've heard that's really like a good series, but I haven't seen any of it. I should probably try to watch the dead meat of it.
Yeah, you gotta watch Terrifiers, man. Terrifiers freaking, they're sick, but they're freaking good. They're actually pretty good.
I mean, I can watch Game of Thrones, so I guess Terrifier really isn't that bad when I think about it.
I don't know, man. Terrifier's pretty bloody as shit.
It's crazy
That was
how
Game of Thrones.
it's crazy too how I heard you guys talk about the Mickey Mouse thing.
Yeah.
That public domain thing is like it's crazy how
Yeah.
that works too. Like how something that has literally been copywritten for so long now is under like a fair use tag that literally anybody can take it and do whatever they want with it, and there's nothing that can stop it. It's like when I don't remember who it was, but like somebody, a musician, tried to copyright Happy Birthday. And there was a whole like lawsuit about it. And they were like, no, the song is technically public domain because every day is somebody's birthday. So how the fuck are you supposed to get paid on somebody's birthday around the world and they're singing it? Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were like, there's no way. And so I do know this though, because obviously I know Valentine's Day is coming up, and the tradition of Valentine's Day is actually really strange, like with like the Romans and stuff. But Martin Luther King Day.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know the Stevie Wonder version or the song "Happy Birthday" by Stevie Wonder. Happy birthday to you. That's Stevie Wonder wrote a song around. It was basically it's about Martin Luther King and what he did and stuff like that. But the chorus is happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Instead of the traditional version, happy birthday. And so Stevie Wonder, so that version is copywritten because it's his own lyrics that he wrote and stuff. But it was that song that made Ronald Reagan make Martin Luther King's birthday a federal holiday because there was this argument and debate going back and forth. Should it be a holiday? Should it not be a holiday? Should it be celebrated? Should it not be celebrated? And then you guys know how every city has a Martin Luther King Boulevard, and there was all this talk going back and forth about that. And then at the last minute, Arizona was the last state to accept it as a holiday, which says a lot about that state. But then when they came down and made it a federal holiday, it was because of the influence of Stevie Wonder's song. But
art can definitely influence popular culture, then culture, and then go from there.
But you were talking about like public domain. Shape, you've seen House on Haunted Hill, right? You've watched it now, right?
No, I still haven't watched them.
I couldn't remember. So yeah, like, but what I was saying though is the Vincent Price one, because at the time, like, I guess maybe because the studio that made it has folded because it came out in the 50s. I don't know, but it's in public domain. A House on that version of House on Haunted Hill. So it might be on YouTube, or I know it's on Tubi for sure.
Sure, that's how we watched it for the first time. I'm pretty sure it was on YouTube. I could have sworn anyway. But anyway, I could easily be wrong.
I think we watched it on Hulu. Because didn't we watch it in color?
We watched both.
We watched them both. What do you guys like opinion about? Like, how do you guys feel about that? Like, as a kid, I absolutely abhorred, if anything, if it was in black and white. Like, I just couldn't stand it. And and now when I think about it, sometimes there's some stuff that does look cooler when it is in black and white, the aesthetic of it, whatever it is. But I'm saying, like, what do you guys' opinion, especially about like films and them using that in horror films and that kind of thing? What's your thoughts on that?
I think if that if the horror like really stands on its own, it doesn't need color, because just the vibe, like the tone, the acting, soundtrack, and everything like that, then color just amplifies it, but it may not necessarily be needed, if that makes sense.
I feel like you're saying that off the strength of Psycho alone.
I would say that in Lighthouse. Lighthouse is an absolutely trippy movie.
Yep.
And
isn't the Invisible Man in black and white too?
Yeah.
The first one. Yeah.
The OG one. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then but see, There's also certain things though that shit. Well, Shape, what's your opinion on it? Black and white versus color
For me, like black and
in
white.
horror.
I mean, see, well, I grew up with the Universal monsters,
I mean,
so
now Living Dead.
I like the black and white, especially with those. But then I mean, for me, like it kind of can be different because, like I said, when you have color, I mean, especially when it comes like blood, it's like that. Seeing the blood, like the red color, and everything else. I mean, to me, that kind of stands out for like like slasher films, so like that. You know what I mean? Which compared to like for me, like monster films in a way, because monsters for me could be black and white too. I mean, no matter to me, because I grew up with like Frankenstein, the Wolfman, Dracula, the Mummy, all that. So, but for me with slasher, I think the blood kind of adds the color, adds more of effect to where it's like the slasher type films, I believe. In my
So
opinion.
you think when you see the blood and it's just gray, it doesn't have the same effect on you mentally, like you don't feel as scared or bothered by it. Not that we get scared watching horror movies at this point because we've watched so many. And I don't mean it like that for us in particular. I'm just saying you think that when you see like just a gray pool, like it doesn't have the same effect.
Nah, not really, not to me, anyways.
You feel like that too, Aaron? Seeing
I
like
think
the
it.
blood being like that.
I I don't necessarily think that. I think that if it makes it more vibrant and everything, but I don't think color is absolutely necessary for horror. Like I could see like if maybe they released Halloween like without like in black and white, but they like changed the level so that you could see like blood splatter or something like that. I think it would still be scary. Maybe not like as scary, but that's just my opinion. I don't think it. It kind of
Well, to be
reminds
honest,
me of
you
Clerks.
didn't see blood in the '78, really.
I don't think
Yeah,
you
so
made just that movie in particular.
Yeah, like you never see blood in that
Yeah,
film.
you don't see any blood in it. But I was thinking though, just like um with sometimes things like the color, it obviously you need it. Like and then sometimes like I know what you're saying though. I've seen a few music videos, like hip hop music videos. There's a song called Shorty is a 10 by a singer named The Dream, and it's him and Fabulous. And Aaron, you might remember I sent you a clip, I think,
Hmm.
or like a screenshot. It was a music, and I was asking you how they did it. Where like the video, it was black and white. The whole video was black and white, but their clothes were colored, like colorized. So um, like Fabulous when he was rapping, his shirt was blue, his bracelet, was gold, his hat was blue, but him and the background and everything else was black and white. The bikini the girl had on was purple, but she was like gray scaled, and I've always wondered like how they did that because I just always thought that was a cool like aesthetic to have, and then that would definitely fit like you're like what you were talking about like having the blood and that kind of thing. So then some things I think just will prosper more or live better, excuse me, in color. For example, uh, what would the Wizard of Oz be had the whole movie been in black and white?
I mean, it would be
Shape,
different. I
are we
don't think it
boring
would
you?
be as.
No, why?
Because you're not paying attention.
I always said like talking about Wizard of Oz would be different if the whole movie was in black and white. To me, I mean, when it comes to Wizard of Oz, man, like I
I don't. I
said,
mean, I just use that as an example. Just first thing. I'm talking about, especially now with it being remastered. It's 100 years old, damn near all that stuff. Like the vibrancy of it. When you see the yellow brick road, when they get to Emerald City, you see the ruby red shoes. That contrast going from like that sepia tone at the beginning before the tornado and during all the way to the transition. If I'm saying the transition to Oz, if all of that had been in black and white, that movie don't hit the same way. At least not to me personally. It's not,
No, and
it's
I agree. It's very situationally dependent on the movie. Like I don't think that they would have tried to make it if they didn't have the
they couldn't colorize
technology.
it.
I think it would. It kind of reminds me of like Avatar. Like I think that Wizard of Oz is better than Avatar personally, but they're both showcases of the technology of that time
yeah.
as well as stories.
And see, and also another thing, because this came about 30 years later, but the as you guys know, my favorite animated show of all time is Scooby Doo. Where are you? My favorite like live action TV show of all time is The Addams Family. And think about what that could have done for that show if it had been in color. I'm not saying it in black and white is bad or it's garbage. I'm just saying if that show was colorized, the way their house looked on the inside, the suits of armor, Lurch sitting at the harpsichord, seeing Thing come out, seeing what color is cousin It's fur, because we never see that. When Kitty Cat comes down the stairs, seeing him in color, you know what I mean? Seeing the different pictures of like the different, family members on the wall and the swordfish that they got hanging on the wall. Like just cool stuff like that in color. Like think about how different that would look. And they were gonna go into color because they were competing against the Munsters, and I think the Munsters did pick up the colorization from Technicolor, and then they were competing on ABC, NBC, and then it got canceled. So then they canceled Addams Family like at the same time. So then because they were going into season 3 in 1965, and what happened? They were gonna come back in 1965 after they got canceled in '64 to do um season 3. Then Blossom Rock, the woman who played Grandmama on the original show, she died. And so then that's when they said, you know what, let's just not do it then. But I'm saying that to say that season 3 was going to come back in full color. And then when Grandmama died, they decided against it just to not do it. But I'm saying, and two, when you think about it, I think that Gomez and what cousin It are like the only people still alive, which is crazy to me.
Nuts.
Out of that, out of the whole cast, because I think I don't know if the guy, I don't know if the guy that played Pugsley, I don't know if he died. Yeah, he died, and then I think Lisa Loring died. She died just last year. It says, and so what's I can't think of what my man's name. John Aston. John Aston. He's still alive, I believe, but he's 93 years old, and I think let's see. I think that yeah. So actually, I think that makes Gomez the only living character. Lurch, Morticia, cousin It, Pugsley, Wednesday, uh, Uncle Fester, Grandmama, all have died, and so Gomez is the only living character. That wasn't like a guest star or something. I'm talking like main recurring character on the show. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I just when I think about that, man, especially and then I think about like cartoons too. The vibrancy of the colors is what makes that shit stand out to me personally. Seeing the different colors of the Mystery Machine, seeing Velma in the orange and Daphne in the purple, like the green shirt on Shaggy, the red jeans, like it made it stand out in a different way than had the show been in black and white. When you see the Pink Panther, the show is called the Pink Panther, so had it been broadcast in black and white, you never see him be pink. You'd be like, what?
Yeah.
First day being pink, welcome to hell. Like, just it would be different, Huckleberry Hound, him being blue, it just to me it's like a
Flintstones.
and to me I felt like the black and white version of at least in House on Haunted Hill particularly, I felt like the black and white version was actually scarier, like with the skeleton and then the like it's got arguably one of the craziest like jump scares that got me. Like I know some people say the Insidious thing, the lipstick demon. I know some people say the like the scissors, the decapitation in Exorcist 3. There's different like moments of jump scares and stuff. But for me, it was that one. And when they're downstairs in the cellar and they see the old
Yep.
lady caretaker. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? And it was just like she was
Yeah.
just standing there like
It's like
this,
seared in
and
my mind. Yeah.
and then she just was like sliding across the floor, like not even like in color. That yeah, it's definitely creepy. It was scarier to see that in black and white when because the lady was standing there holding the candle and she turned and boom, right there. Just some of those things and those tropes. depending on how you use it, can literally like make or break, and could be a cause and effect kind of thing. But so before we go, I wanted to see, because Shape, I don't know about you, but I know Aaron has, and I know you guys has seen the videos and stuff. So what do you guys think about my Scarface theory? Like, Shape, I'm sure you've seen the movie, right?
Yeah, I seen Scarface.
Yep. So, and it's just a theory. I'm not saying, oh, I know this. Brian De Palma came out and said it. I'm not saying none of that. It's just something I was thinking.
Was this your theory you were telling me about Manny? Because I hadn't seen the. I think
I put a bunch
I
of
mean
videos on my story.
it makes sense. Are they still there?
I think if not, they probably would have just like went off. But yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
every
What do you
point that
guys
you
think?
had made. I think every point that you made sense. Like every time it would go south, somehow he wasn't there.
Like,
Coincidence? I think not.
and don't Bernie me, like, uh, but and if he was there, he came in very late. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like, what do you think,
He,
Shay? I'm sorry, Aaron. I mean, good job.
no, we kind of talked about it offline, but I mean, I think that made the point that Manny would have benefited Tony being dead, but that mean he'd also get less information to feed people. So I mean, it kind of,
Well,
but that's
and
what I
that's the thing.
think.
I'm not saying it's a perfect theory, but usually, well, you know how that goes
Just
though.
food for thought.
Once you kill one mark, you go to the next one though, because
Yeah.
like when Bill O'Neill killed Fred Hampton, he got Fred Hampton killed, assassinated. He went on to other Black Panther chapters and tried to do the same thing to other people. So it didn't just stop. The buck didn't stop at Fred Hampton. That was just the most prominent person that he did get assassinated. So it didn't stop. I'm saying that to say that Manny had his target been Scarface and he got him killed, or he dies, whatever. Um, that didn't mean that his undercover like cop routine would just stop. You know what I'm saying? What do you think, Shape?
I can't remember which one was Manny. I haven't seen the movie in a long time.
His best friend, the one that was always with him.
The one
Like,
the one that got basically
one,
married his
his sister,
husband or
yeah.
sister. Yeah.
Yeah, when I say always with him, I mean like those first like 30 minutes of the movie, he's right glued next to him every step of the way.
Yeah, but again, when it comes to like Manny, he was basically like Tony Montana's like right hand man, and they had more like a connection and bond to where even like at the end, like even at the film where basically all those guys attacked, the house or like that. I think Manny was more like, hey, we need to get out of here. Let's stick out the back. Let's try to do what we can to survive, and then kind of come back later. But Tony was just, I mean, again, he basically killed him, and then he basically his sister died, so he's like pretty much already freaking out, doesn't know what to do, so he's kind of just making like a final stand.
and see, and me and Aaron were talking about that, how he was just like so coped out of his mind that he couldn't think straight anyway. But here's the thing, like what I was saying, and just for the record, my whole like the whole theory, just anybody was wondering, is that I was saying that Manny Ribera, his Scarface's best friend in the movie, because remember there's four of them. Their crew was four men. It was Tony, Manny, Chi-Chi, and Angel. It was four of them that all got green cards at the same time. The movie is kind of focused on Manny and Tony a little bit more than the other two. Omar is the guy that got pushed out of the helicopter with the rope around his neck.
Yeah.
Remember Sosa said that right, and he did that stunt for real, like, dude. And remember Sosa killed him and said that he was an informant for the police. My associate discovered this garbage at lunch, and so as I've started thinking about that more and more, it started to hit me that maybe Omar probably wasn't even that, but he knew that Omar would play it a little closer to the chest when making a deal with Sosa because he would report back to Frank. He would make a deal with Sosa, um, um, with Sosa based off of what Frank wanted, not just negotiate for himself, which is what Tony would do, right? And
Hmm.
uh, when the Sun Ray thing happens, when they're at the hotel, right, the Carlisle Hotel, the Colombians, the chainsaws and all that stuff, and just talk. We were talking about the blood thing a minute ago. They wanted to give that movie a X rating because of the chainsaw scene. And Brian De Palma's argument was like, you never even see the chainsaw actually touch flesh. You see him turn it on, rev it up, and then you see the blood, but you never see it touch flesh. And the fact that the blood is going everywhere and it's a yellow chainsaw, that red on the yellow, it makes it look worse, but your mind is doing all of the filling in. But he's like, we never actually showed anybody getting anything cut off or anything. That never happened. That was something you saw in your mind. And that was their argument to the MPAA. And then that's what turned it back to an R rating from an X rating. Because they knew if it was rated X and you had to be 18 to get in, no underage people could, like a guardian can take you to a rated R movie. Um, with X, you have to be 18 or you can't get in. They knew that was going to limit uh the audience that it could attract. And so when the motel thing happens, Aaron is the one who pointed out to me, shape, when they had Tony handcuffed in the to the shower curtain rod, and they killed Angel. That was his friend. They killed Angel. Manny and Chi Chi are sitting in the car. Manny's flirting with that chick, not even paying attention. And then when she walks off, he looks up and he sees the blood on that window that that Aaron had pointed. I never even noticed it, but he saw the blood on the window, and then that's when he was like, "Okay, let's go." And then remember, they go in and he shoots Hector in the back, the guy with the chainsaw, shoots him in the back, and then he like celebrates, and then that's why he got shot. Remember, he got shot in the back, and remember, Tony was like, "Are you okay?" He was like, "Yeah, man, it went in and out." And he told Chi Chi, "Get the yeah, right." So he came in late, which had he been any later, Tony might not have survived at all. So there's that. Then you have them when they go to uh Bolivia, so and meet Sosa, and Omar gets killed and all that stuff. Manny's nowhere to be found. But then when Frank is chewing Tony out for making an $18 million deal with Sosa to buy $18 million worth of cocaine from him, uh, uh, then Manny's there in the room when that's happening. But when they went to Bolivia, he never was with Sosa. With Tony when he met with Sosa. I mean, so there's that. Then fast forward, he tells him to stay away from Gina. Then they go to the Babylon Club. He sees Gina in the bathroom with the dude, going into the bathroom with the dude. He slaps her. They have their issues, right? He slaps her, and then uh, remember Tony was pushing up on Elvira, so Frank was already mad at him because he made the deal with Sosa. Now he was even more pissed off because like now he's trying to take his wife from him and everything. So remember, Frank is the one that sent those two guys to kill Tony. When Tony's in the club just sitting there and them dudes had the machine guns under the table, they was covering them up with the napkins. Remember, they just popped up and started shooting across at him and stuff. And Frank is the one who sent those guys to kill Tony. But Frank, the reason him and his whole crew left was because he knew, the shooting was about to take place, and he obviously didn't want to be in the crossfire because he was the one who like hired them for the hit. So uh, Manny takes Gina home, and then she's like, "Oh, I see the way you look at me, all this and that." But he's like, "Hey, me and Tony are like brothers, whatever." And then that's where it should have ended with them. But rather than go back to the Babylon Club and check on Tony and see how he's doing, he goes and lays up with some chick named Miriam. Never came back. And this is after he told him he put that prick Bernstein on me. And Bernstein was the dude that came in. Aaron, you might remember the guy came in that was a cop, and he was telling Tony, "Here, we'll tell you who's moving against you, and then we'll take down who you want taken down." And then he was like, "You just cut us in on whatever you make." And Tony was like, "How do I know you're the only cop I'm gonna have to grease?" And he was like, well, you don't know. And uh, uh, Frank sent him and then the guys to come kill him. That was all Frank's doing. So Manny goes and lays up with Miriam. The guys try to kill Tony. He gets shot, shoots them, kills them, gets out of the club. And then remember when he was there, he told Nick, he was like, he said, I want you to call Lopez and say, we fucked up. He got away at 3 o'clock sharp, remember? And then he called Miriam's house. And immediately, as soon as she answered, he said, hey, Miriam, put Manny on the phone. He already knew where he was. But I'm saying, Manny, this is your homeboy. You didn't come back to check on him. He just had this like emotional spat with his sister in public and all that shit. And you didn't come to check on him, just make sure everything was cool. Especially after he told you now the cops are on to you guys and all that. Like, he didn't come back and check nothing. So he shows up at Frank Lopez Motors. They kill Frank. Or, well, remember he had Manny kill him. Remember? He was like, please don't kill me. And he was like, I'm not going to shoot you. And then he was like, Manolo, shoot that piece of shit, right? And Manny shot him. I think he was testing Manny to see wouldn't Manny really do it, you know? And he couldn't hesitate, right? Because if he did, then he would know, oh, wait, what's really up? Why did you hesitate? And he shot Bernstein. Remember, Bernstein was like, you can't shoot a cop. And Tony was like, whoever said you was one. Because Frank had hired him to fake like he was a detective, a narcotics detective, to put the squeeze on, you know. And so the montage happens. He becomes rich. He's got the big mansion now, all that. Remember, the banker dude came in to his house and was telling him, hey, I got to have this much. I got to charge you this much because you're bringing in so much money on the first, 15,000. I'm going to have to charge you this much to wash it, whatever, right? When he left, remember, Manny was the head of his security detail. And remember, there was that van parked outside, and he was like, I don't like that van just sitting there. We're getting sloppy. And remember, Manny was like, man, we don't need to deal with this dude, this banker guy. He basically was like, fuck this banker guy. We don't need to deal with this guy. Don't need to deal with him. We need to go talk to this Jewish guy, Seidelbaum. And then Tony was like, I don't know, whatever. There's the scene where he's sitting in the bathtub, him and Manny get into it because he tells Manny, oh, I'm gonna go meet with this guy, but I'm gonna take you like out the deal, but I'm gonna go meet with him and just see what's up and just talk to him first. And then that's when him and Manny kind of had a little disagreement, whatever. So then again, he goes to Seidelbaum and he's washing the money. Remember they was putting the money in the money counters and all that shit. There was the clock on the wall. Remember the clock on the wall had the camera in it? Because remember, the dude got up, he acted like he was stretching, and when he bent down, he pulled his gun out, And excuse me, again, Manny wasn't there. Then it shows, Tony gets bonded out, post $5 million bail, and then he's sitting in the lawyer's office, and then boom, there's Manny. What? You weren't at the meeting with the guy you fucking suggested to wash the money with because he would do it for a cheaper amount. And then you don't even come to that fucking meeting with the guy. And then that dude is an undercover cop. And now it's caught on camera. So Tony, he's out on bond, but he's going to have to go to prison because that's illegal. The money laundering. He's not paying no taxes, all that, right? And then the last thing where, like, to me, another, like the key thing is Tony goes back to Bolivia. And that's when Sosa was telling him, remember Sosa was telling him, here's this guy, and he's going on, Italian, British, Japanese television, and he was snitching on all the different kingpins. He's the guy that he wanted Tony to kill and put the bomb under the car.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? And he sends Alberto Sosa, his little right hand man, and then when they go to New York, remember, Manny wasn't there because I think he was going to try to take Manny with him. But every time they called him, Manny was nowhere where to be found. They couldn't find him. He's gone. He ain't answering. We don't know where Manny is. So he ended up having to take Ernie and Chi-Chi with him because Angel had died in the with the chainsaw. So they go to New York. And then that's when Tony was like, oh, like he stuck to his morals. He was like, oh, I'm not killing his children. He said, hey, no kids, and he shot Alberto. That right there is the turning point of the movie because that's what set off the beef with him and Sosa, right? And you remember Sosa told him, "Don't you ever try to fuck me, Tony." And then boom, that right there is the turning point of the whole shit. They can't find Manny. He get the address from his mom, goes to the address, and then here comes Manny. They ain't been able to find him. Call him, he ain't answering the phone. They can't find him. Then you come downstairs, and I ain't seen you in days. And then you come downstairs telling me that you're married to my sister that I blatantly asked you to stay away from. Like, I'm not saying Tony should have killed him. That broke my heart when he did. I'm just saying that is super suspicious, man. Like, he's not there when any of the big shit goes down. He ain't there. So then, you know how the whole end happens. Like, I always wondered too, when Bolivia, when the Bolivian thing happened and Sosa called him, he was like, "What happened, Tony?" He was like, "Oh yeah, we had like a little issue," and he said, "We'll just get him next time." He was like, "No, they found what was under the car," and he said, "So now our friend has security up the ass. I told you not to fuck with me, you little stupid monkey." And then that's when Scarface like, "Hey, who the fuck you think you're talking to?" And he hung up on him, and then within an hour's time, maybe that's when the dudes was coming in, jumping the wall, and all that shit, and coming in and stuff. And Tony is out of his mind, coked out of his mind. But had Manny been there, because he was head of security, he knew all the ins and outs of the cameras. He's the one that had the cameras set up for the outside, like protection of the house and shit. You telling me that Manny wouldn't have devised some kind of better plan? Imagine if him and Tony and Chi-Chi were all in that room together. Because remember, Chi-Chi was like, he was like, "Open the fucking door, Tony, Tony." And then they came and shot him. And then that's when the "say hello to my little friend" thing happens right after, But I'm saying, had Manny been with him, you might have a completely different outcome of that film.
Yeah.
They might get away, or, like whatever. I'm just saying, my overall point is like, whenever something big went down, he just happened to not be there. It's like that movie Deep Cover, when he was like, man, the undercover cop was with the guy and he was selling the weed and shit, and he was like, "Here, man, hit this." And he was like, "Oh no, man, I can't be fucking around." And he was like, "What you mean? I've been dealing with you for 3 months and you ain't hit the pipe yet." And he was like, "So what you saying?" He said, "I think you 5-0." Like, and it set off the whole thing. If y'all ever seen Deep Cover with Lawrence Fishburne, it's the Snoop Dogg and Dre made the song for the movie. Yeah, and you don't stop because it's 187 on a motherfucking cop. It was because that movie, but that dialogue, for the movie and stuff. But I was just wondering, it's just a theory. I mean, it could be, man, it was
I
just
think
his
it's a
best
sound
friend, and
theory.
just
I said I think it's a sound theory. Like
it seemed like he was there for the aftermath of stuff, but never when it was going down. You know what I mean? Like, he's the one who
it
set
looks
up the
bad.
deal. He's the one who set up the deal with Cytobomb. Didn't go to the meeting. Was nowhere to be found for New York. Never was at a meeting with Sosa. Because we know Tony was short tempered, but if anybody could talk a little sense into him, it was Manny. Telling him, "Calm down. Like, we'll kind of sit on whatever our thoughts are and kind of come back later." You know what I mean? Just that kind of thing. So I just wondered, I don't know how many times you guys have seen the movie or anything, but it's just my all-time favorite film. And it's just something that I've been thinking about recently with the overall plot. Like,
I've only seen it a handful of times, but I mean, it certainly has memorable scenes. And I remember you telling me like the things I pointed out, or like that you pointed out that we both kind of miss on certain watchings and everything like that. So I mean, the theory definitely makes sense, because that either would lead Tony to think that Manny's incompetent, or he's negligent, or he's in on it. Like, and all three of them are bad.
and two, it's like somebody will be like, "Oh, well, if he was an undercover cop, then why he couldn't have came from Cuba with him and all that? But I'm like, if he was a plant, yeah, he could have. Like, and the what what is like? What do you guys like your all time favorite movie? Like, is it Halloween '78 for you? Shape like if you all time favorite movie, or is there something else that?
um, I don't know. I mean, like so for all time favorites. I mean, I got a lot of all time favorites.
Yeah, I mean, I do too.
I mean, for me, like there's not like one movie that just sticks out. Like this is my number one movie out of every single movie on the earth. No, I don't kind of do that.
Do you have one, Aaron?
I'm thinking. Yeah, that's tough.
One thing too, maybe you guys never noticed. You know when they go to Lopez Motors and they kill Frank, right? You know, Frank picks up the phone. You don't hear the conversation, but the dude, Nick had called and said, we fucked up. He got away. And Tony knew that Frank was the one who sent those guys to kill him. So now he had somebody, saying, "Oh, we messed up. He got away." So now, he was doing that to see what Frank's reaction was going to be, right? And but in that scene when he kills him, Frank has a white suit on with like the wine red like shirt with the big collar and everything. If you guys remember when Tony went to Bolivia the first time to meet with Sosa and Omar was with him before. Yeah, I mean it's the scene, when they push Omar out of the helicopter. But that whole meeting, Tony had on that same white suit with the red shirt because he wasn't super rich yet. That I'm thinking Frank loaned him that suit because Robert Loggia was taller than Al Pacino, and you can see how baggy the suit is on him versus how like fitting it is when Frank has it on. Just something like I noticed, the other day. But
Never thought of that. I would say that my favorite movie of all time would probably be Seven with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. Yeah.
I think wasn't it Denzel Washington supposed to have that role when he turned it down? The Morgan Freeman part, he was supposed to do that, right?
I think him. Who else was in that movie? That they were like going back and forth on, but
I think Denzel was gonna that interview where he was like, "I'm leaving here with something," right? With I think with JB Fox in that interview, he was saying that was one movie that he had like declined on, and then it became like a huge hit. You seen it, Shay?
I haven't seen it.
Have you seen American Psycho?
Is that the one with Christian Bale?
Yeah,
I seen it one time.
So you said that you don't have one, but just something that I was like, I bought this Blu-ray, right, and it was literally like it was $888. That's how much it cost, this Blu-ray, and I have a DVD of this movie that, like I said in the little story on Instagram, that I paid like $35 for because it said platinum edition or something, and excuse me, it didn't have but like one special feature on there, which is like some deleted scenes or something, and that was it. And then the reason I'm asking this is because I wonder like what movie you guys have like in your personal collection that you think had like the most like not interactive but just the most like in-depth kind of special features behind the scenes thing, because this has maybe the most like special features thing that I've ever seen. It would probably be either this or Nope. Nope had a lot. Nope had like a 2-hour like making of.
I'd probably say the Lord of
documentary
the
piece.
Rings movies that
Those things have a lot.
have.
It had a lot of like behind the scenes stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
So did those come back out on Blu-ray and they added like more like behind the scenes stuff?
I don't know about more because the first I got them originally on like the as like the DVDs that had the widescreen and full screen versions, and then they had some bonus features, but I don't know if they had as many in-depth ones because it seems like they always archive it to have a collector's edition later kind of thing. But
what about you, Shape? A big Halloween thing, like
For me, it'd be Halloween. I mean, for me, it'd be Halloween because when they released the was Scream Factory released the 4Ks of the Halloween's actually had because I only got the 78 one, but they had a lot more special features behind the scenes. They had like an hour documentary on the how Halloween was made and everything else.
So when you said it had like behind the scenes and interviews and stuff like that, I'm assuming were the interviews from back then or they were like now, like modern day?
Some of them are modern day. They basically talk about the family. Got the modern day. Of course, like Donald Pleasant wasn't in it. They had John Carpenter like now, and then not really Jamie Lee Curtis in it, like from now, but it was like kind of like back then a little bit, just a little bit, but not too much.
So it's kind of like Tales from. That's what I was asking. I didn't know how Scream Factory gets all this stuff, but they had done Tales from the Hood, and there was no like behind the scenes stuff really. There was pictures and stuff, but there wasn't a lot of behind the scenes stuff from the original, like time that the movie was being filmed. All the interviews with the directors and writers and all that stuff was modern, like had been recorded that year, like kind of like what the Candyman thing. The Candyman Blu-ray has got the theatrical version and the uncut director's version, and the theatrical disc, those special features are documentaries and interviews with Tony Todd, Virginia Madsen, stuff from 1992. The director's cut special features is like modern day interviews from when they had re-released it, so 2018 or whatever. But this thing has it says the Scarface phenomenon. This documentary explores how a film plagued with troubles is now considered a cult classic, influencing a whole new generation of filmmakers and leaving a long-lasting imprint on pop culture. The Scarface scoreboard tracked the F-bombs and bullets fired while you watch the movie. Picture-in-picture access cast and filmmaker interviews, plus view a scene by scene comparison between this classic and director Howard Hawks' 1932 original as you watch the film. So it'll pull up picture-in-picture of the black and white 1932 version while the scene from the 1983 version is playing. It'll pull them up side by side, and you'll be surprised that how much the Al Pacino version, the scenes are like verbatim, like word for word to the 1932 version. Even that scene where he sees the, in the Al Pacino one, the 80s, when he sees the blimp that says "The world is yours." In the 1932 version, he was going to get Poppy. Tony was. Poppy is like that version of Elvira in the 30s. The trophy wife, basically. And he's at her house telling her to like pack up and get ready and all that stuff. And he's looking out of a window across the street. It's like a big theater, and they have like the marquee up, and the advertisement says "The world is yours." And he sees it, and he kind of like smiles to himself, and he grabs her, and he's like, "Here, come here, look at this," and he shows it to her. That's the only like difference. But my point being, like, it's damn near verbatim, and it's got deleted scenes, the creating, the world of Tony Montana, Scarface, the TV version, where they were talking about how difficult it was to censor it, like all the different censorship they had to go through, the rebirth, the making of Scarface, the video game, the acting. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So all in all, there's 10 different special features on here that all together is like 3 hours worth of stuff, Jeez. But I'm saying that compared to I paid $888 for that, and the DVD version, the platinum edition, had one special feature and cost $30, and then here's this one that costs $9 basically, and you get all this cool stuff, and it is really like phenomenal. But Shape, I'm definitely looking forward to next week. Are you gonna talk to Anthony? See what's up. I didn't want to just like go start inviting people. But when I was talking to him over the weekend or whatever,
Well,
he
I
said
invited him
he
on
is
tonight,
playing.
but he was with family playing watching football and stuff like that. So I was inviting him on tonight, but he said he's playing with football. But he didn't say anything about next week. But I'll double check with him, see what he says.
Okay.
But all right, guys, like some hype for Godzilla versus Kong. But before we head out, guys, you guys got anything you want to say before we head out?
Hey, thank you for having me again. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm probably gonna have to head straight off after this so that I can check early in the morning whether or not the roads are closed and see if I can make it into work.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Be careful with
safe out
that
there.
too, man.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go slow.
Yeah, man. Shape. I mean, thanks for having me as always, man. It's fun to be back, bro. And the speculation thing is like, I really for when you first told me a couple weeks ago, I was like, well, what the hell are we gonna talk about? Like, we haven't seen or heard much about this. Like, so like, what could we possibly be talking about with it? But yeah, man, I just appreciate it, man. Probably more guitar covers coming for sure. And so I'll be here in living color next week, barring anything, any setbacks.
Right. Yeah.
But again, everybody, thank everybody in the chat for showing up, showing us some love, and appreciate each and one of you guys. And again, everybody, thank y'all for watching. And always remember, everybody, the shape is always in the shadows. Always. There, everybody.